Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United versus Brighton watch along. I hope you're all doing well. It's great to have football back. We've got a leaked team, which, to be honest with you, if I am honest, look, as somebody who's put these teams out before and sort of, I can't be a hypocrite here, but you've got to start asking questions about what Manchester United are doing, allowing Manchester Evening News to put a football team news out 3-4 hours before kickoff. And this is the team. As you can see, Henderson in goal, which we'll talk about in a minute. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. Fred and Pogba, very happy with that. Got to say, very happy with that. Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford, Cavani. I like that front six. I like the fact that we're playing a front six instead of a back six. Of course, we expect this to be the team on the left. We hope that this probably will be the team because I'd be very disappointed if we did see McFred. But that is the team that has been leaked out. You might detect a bit of sadness in me today. I feel really down. I'm going to be really honest here. I feel really down. And I think a lot of it's to do with what's happened with David De Gea. Now, listen to me out on this. Bro, at Red Baron Super Chat, Mark, that Ollie said in an interview his style is counter-attack and moments of individual brilliance, says Red Baron. I don't know what that's all about. We can definitely discuss that. But head up, Mark, says Toby Newell. I feel really down. Because David De Gea has been dropped. Now, I'm not looking to point score here. You'll see a lot of people on social media who basically misquote me and, almost say I'm the devil. I'm negative. I'm Ollie out and I'm Ollie in. If I want a certain player to be picked, I've got an agenda against that player. I've supported this club all my life, and this club to me controls my mood. This afternoon, I'm in a bad mood. Well, I'm in a sad mood this afternoon. I don't know many Man United fans that get like that, but I think a lot do, and that's because the club matters to them. And I'm in a sad mood today, and I've got to be honest with you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lost a part of me today. And I'm sure he doesn't give a shit. The club won't care. He won't care. I'm sure many of you don't care. And I'm not Ollie out, but he lost a part of me today. And that's why I feel sad. I feel really, personally, in relation to my support of Manchester United, I feel let down by Solskjaer today in relation to what he's done with David De Gea. It hurts. It hurts because this is a United great to me. This is a man that made us relevant when we were irrelevant. This is a guy that probably made us finish 5th or 6th when we probably would have finished 13th or 14th. This is a guy who's not washed up. This is a guy who was man of the match in his last game. This is a guy who went back to Spain with the club's blessing to watch his firstborn child be born. And this is a guy that's now been dropped for another goalkeeper, which I do really like. I just don't agree with what's happened here today. Many of you will. Well done. I don't know everything. And I'll always be the first to say that. I was right about Luke Shaw. Many people said he's fat and shit. I said that's disgraceful. He's a really good left back and he'll prove you wrong, and he did. I was right about Bruno Fernandes. I said this is the player that will change the course of Manchester United and he won't need any time to adjust, and he did. I said Fellaini was shit, and he was. And maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I am wrong on this. But I'm sad today. I'm not angry. I'm not going to rant. I'm sad. I'm sad at the way David De Gea has been treated. And I'm sad at what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done. I'm happy for Dean Henderson. And Dean Henderson will get my support and everybody else's support because he's wearing a Manchester United shirt. And it's actually not really his fault. But I just feel that David De Gea deserves better than this. If this is to be the end, he deserved better than this. Why could we not just keep him in goal for the league? We're going to get top 4. Why could we not just keep him in goal for the league for the next few weeks and sell him in the summer and let him end his career at Manchester United like he deserves to? He does not deserve to be publicly dropped like this. And people will say, well, you know what? Dean Henderson's done a great job in goal, and he has. Well, he's got to keep his place then, Mark. Right, okay, that's the sort of manager we've got, is it? Explain to me this then. Explain to me, if we are now picking players because how well they do when they come into the team, why did Van der Beek get kicked out of the team when McTominay and Pogba came back from injury straight away? Why does Rashford play every week even when he's crap? So don't tell me that we're suddenly managed by a manager that removes players because somebody else is playing well. David De Gea went to watch his child be born, having been man of the match against Chelsea. He should walk straight back into that team like Rashford does, like Pogba does, like McTominay has, like Lindelof does when Bailly plays well. So don't talk to me. You're right. You're absolutely right. But don't talk to me about, well, you know what? It's a good decision because Henderson's done really well and he should keep his spot. We're not managed like that. We're not managed by like that. And that's why I'm sad and confused, because I feel Solskjaer has lost a part of me today. I'm not Ollie out, but I feel let down. I feel that we've made a stupid business error, because there is no value financially in dropping David De Gea so publicly. You've just probably knocked £20 million off his price. If you got to the summer, you could have said he's a first choice goalkeeper, we want a fair price. And I also feel as well, I think the thing that really bothers me the most is that I feel sad. It's the end of an era, and I love David De Gea, and I've loved him at Manchester United, and he has made mistakes, and he has dropped off a little bit, but not this season. And I just feel sad that a player I really like, who values, who in my mind is what Manchester United's all about, I just feel really sad. I feel really let down by the manager, and I feel really sad. And look, that's only how I feel. You're probably laughing, you're probably sad, you're probably not bothered, you're probably quite happy. That's for you. That's what this channel's all about. That's what supporting a club is all about. You can feel how you want to feel. I'm not trying to influence anybody. I'm just telling you I feel really sad. I feel Solskjaer's got it wrong, and I feel let down by what he's done, because ultimately I think this is going to be the end of David De Gea, and I think he deserves a lot more. I mean, look, he's not achieved more than Solskjaer achieved at United. Solskjaer scored the most iconic goal in the last 30 years, but he has been a contributor in what's been bad years. I don't think he deserves to get treated like this, and I don't feel that people say that. I mean, my understanding, people will say, well, Henderson deserves to keep his spot because he's played well. But David De Gea's had to share his spot when he's played well. From day one of this season, David De Gea was the Premier League goalkeeper and Dean Henderson was the Cup goalkeeper. When David De Gea played well at the weekend in a Premier League game, he didn't play in the Europa League. It was Dean Henderson. He didn't play in the Carabao Cup. It was Dean Henderson. So this whole, well, he should keep his spot because he's played well, that's not how it's worked for De Gea. That's not how it works for Van der Beek or Bailly. When they've played well, you're out the team. So for me, it's contradictory to the way the manager's managed it, and I feel confused and let down by it, and I feel sad about it. But you know what? There might be another side to this. Maybe David De Gea has been home. He's seen his child, who is in Spain, as I understand it, and has said, "I want to go." But even if that was true, he still shouldn't get treated like this. I think it's uncalled for. I don't think it's necessary. And look, beyond all that, I don't care what anybody says. The media will be very happy because they've driven this. Whether it's Paul Scholes, whether it's BT, Sky Sports, Manchester Evening News, 3 questions in a press conference about the same thing. They've been pushing this through the media for ages. And you know what? That to me leaves a bad taste in the mouth, because for everybody that wants Dean Henderson, and I'm going to back him, he's a Man United goalkeeper, I want him to do well. Imagine if you are pro Dean Henderson in this moment in time, get into my shoes and a few other shoes. 10 years time, Dean Henderson's 32 or 33, another young goalkeeper comes in and Henderson gets thrown on the scrap heap. Is that not just the same thing of what we're doing here? It's a shiny new toy. Goodbye to the one that's done well for us, and it just feels. I just feel sad. I don't feel angry. I'm not Ollie out. I'm definitely behind the goalkeeper of Dean Henderson, and I'm very happy with that team. But I just feel very sad. It doesn't feel right to me, and that must, in the morals that I have. Look, I am, as a football fan, I am very, very loyal to the people that deserve loyalty in our football club. People will say, well, you're not great about Maguire when he makes a mistake, and you're not great about McTominay or Fred when they make a mistake. There's a very, very big difference between those players and people like David De Gea and Bruno Fernandes and even a Paul Pogba, even somebody like Marcus Rashford, and obviously I'm not going to go too far in the past. I'm talking about players now. People that excel in United shirts will get my loyalty, and of course I'm going to feel for David De Gea. I don't think you're a United fan if you don't feel something for David De Gea this afternoon. So I do feel a bit sad, but we've got to move on with the game. But obviously it's a very big point. And in relation to the team, I'm very happy with it. And I'll show you that on the screen now. Absolutely agree, Mark. It's the lack of fairness and loyalty that annoys me. Hopefully we get a good result. Hope everyone is well. Let's get the win. That's it, Zed Jamie. Absolutely nothing to do with Dean Henderson. I wish him all the best, and I think he's going to be a good goalkeeper for us. I just think the way it's been handled, Solskjaer's lost a part of me today. And look, he might come out with some comments that totally justify why he's done it, and we must always be careful of that. But Solskjaer has lost a part of me today, and it means nothing. It only means something to me. I'm the one who's sad. I genuinely know that Solskjaer won't give a shit about what I or you think, because who are we? But I'm telling you, I feel that Solskjaer's lost something today in me. I think the way he's handled this doesn't show loyalty or fairness, and I think that's a shame, because I thought different of him. I was absolutely adamant that he would pick him today, and he hasn't done it. The thing is, Hendo has not really been tested properly. David has been with us for years and served us proud. He deserves much better, mate, says Sirs. And Mark, if you get a chance, look at the thumbnail on video with Dean Henderson. He looks so much like Alan Partridge. Mine's a pint, says Luke Jones. I'm not surprised. Ollie's only consistent in making bad decisions. If Henderson doesn't do well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will put his job under pressure. I want Henderson to do really well. I want Manchester United to win. I want Solskjaer to do well. And, you know, it's nothing to do with Dean Henderson. It's not. It really isn't. I think he's a good goalkeeper. I think he's proved that already at Sheffield United. And I think he will be a good goalkeeper for us. And if that's the decision, fine, we get on with it. I just don't think the decision should have been made today. It could have waited 2 months. And also, from a business point of view, we have just shaved off 20 million off David De Gea's value. I think he was worth 40 million. We've probably knocked that down to 20. We're going to lose millions of pounds on this now. He's on 350k a week. We're not going to get a good transfer fee, and who's going to take his wages? So I think we've handled it stupidly from a business point of view. But look, this just to me backs up how stupid and naive we are as a football club when it comes to business. If I was the chief executive and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said to me, I'm thinking about, you know, making the decision now and publicly dropping David De Gea for Dean Henderson, I would say, hold on a minute, Ole. Do you really need to do this before the summer? Because if you wait till the summer and keep picking David De Gea in the league games, he's not really going to cost us second place. He's been playing quite well. And I will be able to say to loads of other clubs, David De Gea is up for sale because we've got 2 great goalkeepers. But if you drop him publicly for the last 2 months, I'm going to be going round this summer saying, do you want David De Gea? Yeah, we'll take him off you, but he's your reserve goalkeeper that you don't want. So we'll give you 20 million and you can pay off his wages off. You know, from a business point of view, it doesn't make a lot of sense. From a transfer perspective, if David De Gea wants to go to Spain, can we swap him for Niguez and maybe even add 10 million to Srinvasin? Look, maybe something like that would work quite well. We'll have to wait and see. Hi, Mark. Could it be manager is now focusing on Europa League and using De Gea in the cup to get a trophy and Henderson in the league? Just an opinion, says Luke. I mean, you know, that could be the case. You don't know. That could be the case, but I don't think so. I think this is about a decision. I think this is about Dean Henderson is the goalkeeper now. De Gea has been at the club 10 years. I was 13 when he came, and I've grown up watching him because the best didn't think it would end like this. And that's the thing, Kyle. I probably feel quite sad today because, you know, and look, I don't really care if somebody disagrees with me because, you know, I know many people will. Of course they will. And that's why I'm not ranting and raging about it, because I don't feel like ranting and raging. At the end of the day, a goalkeeper decides to go with another goalkeeper. I mean, I'm not going to spit my dummy out or anything like that. It's sadness. I just feel sad about it. And as I said, to be honest, and I always will be honest, I feel that Solskjaer has lost something today in relation to me. I feel that he's not the manager I thought he was. And look, he's got faults, and he is a work in progress, as he says. But I don't think he's. I think he's made a bad decision for 2 or 3 reasons. Financially, it's a bad decision, and I think it shows a lack of loyalty to somebody that deserves it, and a lack of fairness to somebody that deserves it. But whatever. I'm not Ollie out of it. Not at all. I'm actually really looking forward to the game. But I do feel really sad about it, and you know, in no way. I will not fall into the trap of the media. I will not turn my back on David De Gea. I will not throw him to the wolves like some fans have. I mean, I've seen some United fans on social media doing little dancing emojis and everything like that, and I think, ooh, it must be horrible to be a fan like you are, that you actually cannot respect people who deserve respect. But you know, modern fickle fans, I suppose. You've just got to deal with it. But I will not fall into that trap. This is absolutely 100% nothing to do with what the media want it to be, which is Henderson versus De Gea. I'm not doing that. I will not do that. I'm not doing that. If Henderson makes a mistake today, I'll just say he maybe should have done a bit better there. I'm not wanting him to make a mistake. I'm not wanting him to do badly. I refuse to get pulled into these Bruno versus Pogba debates, Rashford versus Martial. I refuse to do it. And I'm not doing it with the goalkeeper. I just feel sad about what's happened. Dino needs Premier League testing. De Gea isn't dropped. Some talk about lack of loyalty, but at the same time talk about Ollie's favouritism and lack of ruthlessness to Sebastian G. But that's a contradiction, Sebastian. So you're saying that people moan about Ollie's lack of ruthlessness and favouritism, but it's a contradiction to say that he's doing that because he's been swapping the goalkeepers all season. When De Gea played well, it was still Dean Henderson in the cup. When Van der Beek played well, it was still your drop for Pogba. When Dan James has done well, Rashford's come in. When Eric Bailly's been brilliant, Lindelof's come in. So, where's the consistency with Solskjaer then? He is favourite with some people, but then he won't be with another. And how odd is it that he suddenly decides not to be favourite and loyal with somebody who's been attacked by the media? I just know, Ollie, I just know for a fact, and some people might disagree with me, I know for a fact Sir Alex Ferguson would have taken great relish in backing De Gea today and put him in goal. Because, I read something today that Sir Alex Ferguson only ever missed 3 United games in his life. One, I think, was his sister-in-law's funeral. One was a family neighbour's wedding, and the other was to go and scout David De Gea. Sir Alex Ferguson would not have bowed down to anybody on this, and he would have seen that actually doing it is not the right thing to do at this time. But look, it's done. And as I said, it's Solskjaer that's lost a little bit from me today. Not Ollie out. I don't dislike Ollie at all. I do like him, but I just feel sad about it, really. Something has come up in De Gea birth of his child, and Ollie has taken advantage of it. Instead of waiting to the end of the season, he's made the decision now. Yeah, Philip, you know what? I don't think he's been ruthless as well. I think he's been, here's something for you. I don't think he's been ruthless at all. I think he's used the birth of his child as the way to get him out of the team, which to me, you could argue is a little bit weak. He gets man of the match against Chelsea, he goes to the birth of his first child, and then he's dropped. And then he's going to hide behind, well, you went for the birth of your child and Dino's done well. And if I was David, I'd say, hold on a minute, I did well countless times in the league and I had to sit out cup games to give Dean a go. Fairness. I've gone off to have watched the birth of my child and you've dropped me. I don't think it's ruthless. I think it's weak. De Gea was your team's best player for years and he doesn't even get the respect of seeing the season out. Embarrassing from the club, says Robin Young. Tactically, Dean is more dominant in the air than David is. Once off, I can back that choice. David's still my number one, says David Rose. Under Ollie, if you have a child, you lose your starting position. That's the only thing David De Gea has done. What a joke. No consistency and on and off the pitch. I'm not Ollie out, but it makes you think, says Jacob. Well, let's talk about the team. I think it's good. Find out if Dean can cut it, says Robert McCormack. And I hope he can cut it, Robert. I think for me, what part of the reason I'm sad is that this is the end of David De Gea, and I think he deserved better than that. I'm sure he'll come back in for the last couple of games of the Premier League when we've got top four, and they'll almost be like testimonial games. But I just feel very sad about it. Not angry, I just feel very sad. Any news on Eric Bailly, says Shanton? Well, that's the team that's been leaked, and it's been leaked for hours. So this is the team that we think it's going to be. I think that it's Eric Bailly's not part of the squad. Now, I will talk about Eric Bailly because Lindelof's playing, and Lindelof and Maguire are a couple of pet hates of mine, as you know, as a pairing. But if Eric Bailly's not even in the squad, how can you get Eric Bailly to play? Now, he may well have a knock, and I'm sure Solskjaer's going to talk about that. But we heard over the international break that Eric Bailly is frustrated because he's been left out of the matchday squad a couple of times when he's not actually been injured. So you don't know what to believe with Eric Bailly. But we know right at the start of the international break, it all came out that Eric Bailly wants to leave. Straight after the international break, he's not in the matchday squad. So I don't know what's going on there. We will have to wait and see. But look, I would like Eric Bailly to play today. I would like David De Gea to play today. I would like Donny van der Beek to play today. But to be honest with you, I haven't got those three things, but what I have got and what I'm very, very happy about is that we've got Paul Pogba playing in the middle and not McFred or Matic and whoever. Mark, do you not think the decision was made to phase De Gea out last season after all the poor performances and errors? Bad way to do it, but it was inevitable, says Aram. Well, it wouldn't make any sense, Aram, to me, because he's actually played well this season. As I said, you can. I've heard some people today talking about De Gea making mistakes, this, that, and the other. You won't find many this season. So, if they were going to do that, they should have done it last summer. Why is the team leaked 4 hours before kickoff? What club does that? Says Yazza. I don't know. It's weird. Nearly a 12-month member now, Mark. Happy to support the progress. Watching your streams are great fillers throughout the day. Thank you. Flex 2, says Ash G. Yeah, we'll get Flex on in a bit. And I think Flex will probably be happy about the Henderson thing, just to try and wind me up again, like he did about Cavani, but we'll see what he's got to say. De Gea and Romero was the only thing that was working well for years. We can potentially lose both. Hendo should be sold with a buyback clause, says Attila. No, look, we've got to get behind Dean Henderson. He's going to be the goalkeeper today. And it's actually not his fault. He's a very confident young goalkeeper. He's a very good goalkeeper. He believes he's going to be Man United's number one. He believes he's going to be England's number one. And, you know, as a goalkeeper, you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to be a bit eccentric and confident. And he's got those attributes. And look, a lot of people like Henderson, and I like Henderson. I don't like the way this has been dealt with. It's been dealt with through the media, who've had a witch hunt against David De Gea. And unfortunately, our manager has decided to publicly drop him. And it makes me feel very sad. It's nothing to do with Dean Henderson, though. And I refuse to start saying I hope Dean Henderson does bad, because I want United to win. Better to give Henderson a chance before making a final decision in the summer, but he should have done that with other players too, says Akash. And also, let's have a look at this team then. So, yeah. Very, very happy with that front six. I think the problem we've had over the last probably 2 months is we've been playing with a back six, and now we're playing with a front six. Fred is not a shielder of the back four, and neither is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is somebody who's going to get that ball and play it forward, and I think Bruno, Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood should make hay today. It's a real opportunity for those. So very excited to see Paul Pogba in that midfield. We've got Frogba instead of McFred, and I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I am interested to see what the centre-backs are going to do. I think they've got to play a high line against Brighton to get the best out of Pogba and Fred, but I'm happy to see that. I did want to see Van der Beek starting, but look, I'm a big fan of Mason Greenwood and, Rashford. I mean, it's going to be very interesting with Rashford and Greenwood. They've both had 2 weeks off. You know, should Rashford be starting this game? You know, we're going to be playing 3 games a week for the next 2 months. Maybe you could have given Rashford a little bit more time off. I did want to see Van der Beek starts. I knew it wouldn't happen. I'm not angry or sad about that either. I wanted to see it happen. It didn't happen. I wanted him to play where Greenwood was playing as a sort of inverted right winger. And when I say inverted, I'm probably getting the word wrong. But what I mean is tucking in, swapping with Bruno. A little bit like we used to use Mata. You don't have to be left-footed to do that, because Donny van der Beek's good off both feet, and I think he could have done that role for us. But I think Ollie has this idea that Donny van der Beek is Bruno's replacement, and I think ultimately that's going to be a problem for Donny van der Beek, because Bruno will play a lot of games. Hi Mark, hope you're keeping well and you talk a lot of sense, and I agree with your opinion every single word. What's your say? And I always like your video keeping the great words, says Daniel Derbyshire. Thank you, Daniel. You don't and mustn't agree with every word I say. I've got no problem with anybody who has a different opinion to me on the things we've discussed, especially De Gea and Henderson. I know a lot of people are quite happy with this and excited. And I respect that. I can only be honest with you how I feel. I don't feel angry, I just feel sad. And I think the one thing I can only be honest about, and I don't really want to say this, but I can only be honest, I feel like my support of Ollie has lost something today. Like I said, I'm not Ollie out, nowhere near it, but I just feel I've lost something with Ollie today. I feel disappointed in his decision around what he's done with De Gea. I think he's publicly humiliated him. And I think he's hidden behind the fact that David De Gea went off to have the birth of his child and used that as an excuse to drop him. I think that's a little bit weak. And I think at this point in the season, David De Gea has been good this season. He's had to share the role when he's played well. Henderson starts playing well, and no, you're not sharing it now. You're dropped. I just think it didn't need to happen. And financially, I think it's going to hurt us. I think we're going to lose millions and millions of pounds on David De Gea now, when we didn't need to do that. We could have played him till the end of the season, shown him to be first choice keeper, moved him on in the summer, and now we're going to lose a lot of money on it. And I think it's a bad decision. But look, it's not Henderson's fault, and I hope he does well. Are you disgusted with Ollie for this, as it seems like he's bowed down to media pressure? No issues with Henderson as number one, yet De Gea has been treated badly, says Salah Ahmed. Yeah, my issue is totally with the club and Ollie on this. It's not with the players. The players, it's not McTominay's fault if he gets picked in the middle over Pogba, is it? It's the coach. But look, I don't want to get into that. We've got to win tonight. Spurs have drawn. Chelsea lost. We've got a real opportunity to really... I think we've got top four anyway, but we can really solidify top three now. So, we've got to go and win today. And I think with that team, we will. If Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge, he would never drop De Gea, especially if it was a family reason, says Jack Lynch. Also, don't get this. Henderson has done more and made bigger mistakes than De Gea this season. Southampton, Milan, Everton, says Tommy. I'm Ollie in, but it's hard not to utter Ollie out when he persistently starts Fred over Donny when he's been in woeful form, says Trading with Kieran. Yeah, but I don't think you could. I genuinely don't think you can play Van der Beek and Pogba as a midfield too. Frogba, nice one. What do you think can go wrong today with this lineup? Akash, I don't see how that team does go wrong. I mean, I don't know anybody else. I don't see how it does. I think you've got a really good goalkeeper. I think you've got a fantastic left back. I think you've got a really good midfield three and a strong front three. Look, Wan-Bissaka might have a bad game. I don't know. Maguire and Lindelof have been doing quite well recently, but I think we should be able to beat Brighton. And I think Pogba and Bruno together with Greenwood, Rashford and Cavani, if we get the ball forward, we'll be fine. As much as I want Ollie to be successful, he's pushing me and a lot of others to not wanting him at the club with this kind of choices. Snubbing your club legend, favouritism for bad players and bad football, not acceptable. Well, look, Dejan, let's move positive here. That team there should play much better than what we've been seeing for the last few weeks. So, that's a positive. Is it not possible that Henderson is showing in training that he's a better keeper than De Gea and actually the change is overdue? Just speculating, says Ash G. And what has Axel done wrong? He might as well leave, says Xander. Yeah. Hello, Mark, how are you? I'm fine, but you're blocked. Bye. And I'm sorry, Mark. I have always been Ollie out. He's a weak manager and a yes man. To manage a club with this huge status, you need to take charge of the team, says Tariq. And if English media had done with Axel like they did with Henderson, Ollie would have started Axel. Ollie is really weak-minded, thoughts, says Ronnie. I tell you what, I would say to the English media, you've done a great job with the De Gea and Henderson thing, and it's worked in the way you wanted it to work. Could you please do it with Axel Tuanzebe and Lindelof next? Because you know what? If you can get these things done, that's the one I want to see next. Can we get Axel Tuanzebe in for Lindelof? Because that's another good point, really. The goalkeeping situation didn't need to be solved till the summer, but all season we've played pretty bad football with crap midfielders and a centre-back pairing that doesn't work. Maybe if they'd gone in for the Tuanzebe versus Lindelof thing, it could have worked to our benefit. But, I don't think they'll do that. Greenwood isn't an awful winger. Fred is an awful midfielder. Apart from that, we should be all right. But Brighton will dominate the ball for sure, says Joshua Harper. I hope they don't, Joshua. I don't want to see them dominating the ball today. I think we should be able to dominate the ball ourselves. I like that Ollie is thinking about the future by selecting Henderson. Only concern tonight is that Brighton can create a lot of chances, says Athea. No, I think we'll be all right tonight. I'm still going to stick with 2-0 to Manchester United. I'm happy. Ekash says I'm disgusted that Fred is playing, and I think this is the great thing, really, isn't it? You're going to get different opinions. That's what life's all about, and I'm not going to start arguing with people telling you this, that, and the other. I can only give you my opinion. I personally think our best midfield two is Fred and Pogba. It's not without its issues. God, no. Fred's been dreadful for weeks. But I think McTominay and Pogba has never worked. Fred and Pogba has. It worked against Sevilla in the semi-final. It's worked a few times this season. But McTominay and Pogba has never worked. Matic and Pogba's the best. But Matic has given up. He's retired. So I think, we need to buy a centre defensive midfielder. And we might need to buy a midfielder as well. But I think that Fred and Pogba are the best two we've got at the moment. Who is number 2 next season if Romero and David De Gea leave, says Jay. We'll buy somebody, we'll probably, we should get someone like Ben Foster. Hey Mark, just realised De Gea could leave this club before Phil Jones. Never would have seen this coming. De Gea deserves better than this, says Jeremy. And who do you want to be the next manager for United, says Elaine Doe. Look, Ollie's disappointed me today and I can only be honest about that. And my disappointment around Ollie is nothing. It's nothing. I'm just a fan, like everybody else. My opinion on it is nothing. Some people will be very happy with what he's done. I'm not stupid. I know that's how football works. But I'm not Ollie out. God no. That's not what I'm feeling at all. I'm with the manager, and we will get top 4, and I'm hoping we're going to win the Europa League, and he will be justified in that sense. But I just feel sad and let down. And you want to be able to back. I suppose it's my glimpse of. Scott Panton says it's double standards from Ollie, and I think there are double standards from Ollie. I do think there are double standards, and the one that rings to mind for me, and the team news is about to be official, so we'll see the bench as well. The one that rings to mind for me is that Eric Bailly's played really, really well. Even going back to last February, Eric Bailly played really well at Stamford Bridge in a hard game, and we won. Did we win 2-0? Eric Bailly was brilliant. The next game was a home game at the weekend against someone shit, and he dropped Eric Bailly for Lindelof. So he can't come out, and he will come out, and he can't come out and say, you know what, Dean's done really well. David's a great goalkeeper, but Dean's done really well, and he's kept his place. Hypocrites. Absolute hypocrites. Because you've not done this for Bailly. You've not done this for Van der Beek. You've not done this for other players. So why are you suddenly doing it now? And that's the problem. It's like, that's where he's lost me a little bit, because it's like, Who are you as a manager now? Because you want to be able to read a manager to the best you can. And when they're making decisions that don't really make sense to you personally, it makes you lose a bit of trust in them, I suppose. De Gea probably wants to leave. His child is in Spain and he's in England. Probably made that known to the club. So while he's using this to build up Hendo, says Nate Matthew. Yeah, that might be a very good point, Nate. That might be a very good point. But you know what I would say about that? If you know the goalkeeper wants to go, surely you put them in the team to keep their value. You don't throw them under the bus publicly and make their price plummet. So, you know, that's another way of looking at it. Anyway, the team news is out. It is, as we've said, Henderson, Lindelof, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Pogba, Fred, Bruno, Cavani, Rashford and Greenwood. The bench is De Gea, Twansebi, Williams, Amad Diallo, James, Matic, McTominay and Van der Beek. No Anthony Martial on the bench, wasn't even fit enough to play. So, you know, Ricky's not having a good game. I'll tell you what, Fleck. I'm telling you now. Listen up, man. Listen up, bro. I'm telling you this, Fleck. I'm getting really mad. I'm even getting down with the kids here. What's Dan James done wrong? No, just tell me. What's Dan James done wrong? Greenwood over Dan James. What's he doing? Matic over Fred. What's he doing? Martial, he's injured. He's still better than Rashford. Like, I forget. I don't care. Listen up, Fleck. I don't care about Henderson and De Gea. I care about Dan James. He scored a worldie for Wales. He was brilliant. The best player I've ever seen play for Manchester United before the international break. And he's on the bench. What's he doing? Goldbridge says he's lost a bitumen. He's lost all of me. I'm off. So it won't be a great one for Ricky. No Matic or Dan James. I mean, look, you know, there it is. Isn't De Gea the last player of the Ferguson era? Don't say Jones. What's the United DNA in Ollie's eyes, says Jacob Romero. Maguire's done a masterclass madness on vacation, comes back and he has his spot. De Gea leaves for birth of his child and gets dropped. Favouritism, says Bradley. Has anyone considered whether De Gea has told Ollie he wants to leave to play in Spain, where his wife and child will be living, forcing Ollie's decision? But it makes no sense, Robert. That's what I mean. As a business point, look, riddle me this. Jesse Lingard, right? He wants to leave. You get him on loan to West Ham to boost his value up. Like, you don't publicly drop a player that's leaving. You're going to plummet their value. It's a terrible business decision. So, no, I don't think it makes any sense to do it for that. There'll be some comments. He'll either mention it before the game or he'll mention it after the game. There will be some comments and we'll just have to see what he says. But as I said, he's lost a part of me today, Ollie. I'm not Ollie out, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. But no Martial, he's injured. We're just Brexit and Bruno FC. Fred isn't Brazilian, he's from Stoke, says Noah. Just very, very quickly, I've completely forgotten about this. United Stand Picks, links in the video description. I know some of you have already downloaded it. 12 questions to do with the game. It'll be things like, will United score in the first half? Will Bruno get an assist? Will Pogba score? 12 questions, all to do with the game. For every question you get right, you get points. The people at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the game will share the £1,000 cash prize pot. It's free to enter, but you've got to be over 18. So if you've downloaded it, make sure you get your answers in before kickoff. There's a live leaderboard for you to see how you're doing during the game. You've got until 5 minutes before kickoff to get your entries in. If you've not downloaded it, the link's in the video description. You've got to be over 18 because we're giving away cash prizes, but it's free to enter. And 12 questions to do with the game. You can compete against each other with a live leaderboard. Terms and conditions and please play responsibly are in the video description as well. Get on United Stand Picks. I'd completely forgotten about that one. So get on that. I prefer Henderson, but De Gea has been great this season and he's a great keeper. This media talk is getting boring and is a disgrace, says Farman. What if De Gea becomes the cup keeper this season and Henderson becomes the league keeper due to Henderson has played more games? I don't think that's going to happen, Metro. I think the decision has been made now. Hi, Mark. I'm angry. Why has he dropped De Gea, for God's sake? Says Jonathan Matthews. And yeah, I mean, look, we've got to just move on and get. Well, no, we haven't got to move on because, you know, it makes me feel sad. Of course it does. But Tellez has trained all international break and then he's not there. I don't know whether he's got an injury. Such a shame. And I don't know what the story is with Eric Bailly as well. Such a shame the club push away good players like Axel, Bay and Donny, but keep faith in players who are proven crap like Fred, Lindelof and Matic. says Josh Canning. And De Gea is paying the price for the COVID financial losses. It looks like he will be shipped to balance the books in the summer. Also, if Ali was sacked, to no top club would snap him up besides going to Mulder, says Dominic. De Gea has been a great servant to the club, and we spent years persuading him to sign a new contract to drop him, says Carlos. The thing is, though, you know, I've seen a few people saying this. Well, we've got to it's logical to remove De Gea from the club because he's on big wages. You don't just get rid of the wages. He's on 350k a week, right? Which is 700 quid a fortnight, 700 grand a fortnight, which is about £1.5 million a month. Times 10 is 15 million, plus another 2 is 18 million. He's on about 18 million pounds a year. Absolutely huge. 18 million pounds a year, right? But you can't say, well, it makes sense to get rid of him and get rid of those wages, because they don't just disappear. You can't go to an employee and say, we don't want to pay you anymore, off you go. He's got basically 2.5 years left on his contract. That's 40 million pounds of wages. So you can say we're going to balance the books. You're only going to balance the books by paying 40 million to De Gea. You've either got to sell him and get somebody to pay his wages, or you've got to pay him off. Now, somebody will say, well, just let him go on the cheap and they'll take his wages. But he's a £40 million goalkeeper. Nobody's going to pay £40 million for David De Gea and pay him 350k a week. So we're going to have to let him go for 20 million so that the club that buy him pay half of his can take his wages on. It's an absolute business fuck up, to be honest with you. Forget Ollie, forget Henderson, forget De Gea. This is a business stupid decision. And I said it a year ago this was going to happen. The minute we kept Henderson and De Gea in this club, we were going to lose millions of pounds. And we've bloody gone and done it. We will lose about £20 million on David De Gea now. Because we won't get top price and 350k a week. Someone's not going to pay that. So, huge amount of money we're going to lose. I live in America. Can I still compete? Says Daniel Taylor. Yes, I think you can, mate. Confused, disappointed, but still want to see a convincing win. Can that be done today? Yes. In relation to the game, you've just got to get on with it and be positive. Feel like you live in hope with Ollie. I think that hope will make you sad long term. So I'm just going to accept we're a counter-attacking team, says Red Baron. A few league matches won't make a difference to De Gea's price. Had a good season. If he plays now and makes a howler, it's detrimental to the price, says Chelsea. I hope you're right. Hi, I'm confident that we're going to win today. 3-1 for Man United, says Moose. I'm going to go with Manchester United to win 2-0. 2-0. My dad says Brighton will win. They're a decent side, Brighton. I just want to read you their team out. I mean, what I would say about Brighton is let's keep an eye on Bissouma. I like Bissouma, and I think he's a player that might... Well, I don't know whether United are looking at him, but I think he's a player that might be quite decent for us. So their team is Sanchez in goal, White, Dunk, Bissouma, Morpay, Trossard, Gross, Lallana, Modder, Welbeck and Veltman. It's not a bad team, Brighton. They're not a bad team. They're an energetic team. I think we will beat them. But I think it's going to be a very interesting footballing game. So, yeah, I think it's going to be very, very, very interesting how that works out. Yeah, definitely. And look, you know, I've just got to say as well, I will keep saying this because I don't want anybody thinking that I don't like Dean Henderson or I don't support Dean Henderson. I've never had an agenda against him. I think he's a fantastic keeper and I think he will be a fantastic goalkeeper for us. This, for me, is 100% focused on the manager and the club and the way that they've handled this whole situation from last summer to now. I think it was an accident waiting to happen and they've handled it badly. And ultimately, I think they've used the birth of David De Gea's son to throw him under the bus. And I think that's weak. I think that if they were planning on doing this, they should have done it in February. They should have done it at Christmas. They should have done it at the start of the season. He was man of the match against Chelsea. He goes off to watch the birth of his son and he comes back and he's out the team. And they'll hide behind, well, Dean's done well while he's not been there. So if you play well, you keep your place. But let's be honest, that's not what happens. Bayes played well, not kept his place. Van der Beek's played well, not kept his place. Dan James has played well, not kept his place, literally over the international break. So we've never shown anything from this manager that we reward good performances and keep star players out the team. We've totally contradicted what we've done, what we normally do here. And we've used the birth of his son as a reason to say, oh, you know, it's all fair. And I don't think it is fair. And as I said, I think Solskjaer, for me, has lost something. But not Dean Henderson, not him. He's a very good goalkeeper. We've got two great goalkeepers. I just think we've mismanaged the situation, but it wouldn't be the first time. Thewell, thank you for your thank you for becoming a member. Mark, I'll bet you £20 this De Gea situation will come back and bite us on the backside, says Marky. I don't think it will, you know. I think Dean Henderson will be a really good goalkeeper. I don't think it will bite us on the arse in that sense, and I really hope it doesn't. But financially, it will bite us on the arse. And also, it might bite the manager on his arse, because if some people feel a little bit like me, they'll have lost something for Ollie today. And that, you know, how do you get that back? You know, if he has a bad summer and a bad start to the season, well, if I've lost a little bit for him today, how much more is it going to take for me to say, you know what, he ain't the man? Because I will say it. I will say it. If I don't think he's the man, I'll say it. I'm not scared to say that. He's got my support at the moment, and I'm expecting a really good footballing performance today. But I tell you what, I don't think this will happen. If Brighton come to Old Trafford tonight and play us off the park, I'll be looking at that team and saying, there ain't no excuse for that to happen. How are we getting played off the park when we've got Pogba and Bruno in the team, and Greenwood and Shaw and Cavani and Rashford? No excuses. We should go out there today and express ourselves. And yeah, come on Brighton. Newcastle did the job with Agent Willock, says Zain Miassi. The only positive I can take from this is that we get David De Gea in the Europa League, which means we have the best keeper play. I don't think this is going to happen, De Gea, is it? I mean, I'm you know, hold on. Woe back. Let me just do a bit of a straw poll here. I categorically do not think we're going to see David De Gea in the Cup. Do you think he's going to play him in the Europa League? Because I don't. I think that's it now. I think Dean Henderson's the goalkeeper. I don't think he's going to play David De Gea in the Europa League, but I hope that happens, but I don't think it will. I think his decision has been made. Shaw was a never bad but always good player, but this season he's been mostly great, says Famine. And Mark, sometimes I wonder what Dean has actually done to deserve De Gea's spot. Actually think about it, he's made the biggest howler of the season, says Fisticuffs. Honestly, I don't think there's much between the two goalkeepers this season. And I've always felt they're both very good. Do I think that Dean Henderson's been immense when he's had his chance? No, but I don't think he's done badly. Do I think David De Gea has been immense when he's played? No, but I think he's not done badly. I think they've both been very similar, which is why sharing the role was obviously the way to go until the end of the season. But yeah, I don't see anything amazing, which is why the media agenda was always a bit difficult. My girlfriend just asked if we had a keeper called Romero. Had to say our goalkeeper situation is a joke, says Jonathan Matthews. I'm Ollie out. This is not Manchester United way. De Gea has been a great servant, and it's a shambles to do this to him. Neuer was out and came back, says Ari Guadelia. And Mark, I feel the same. Him dropping De Gea makes me feel a different type of way about Ollie, says Habib. And sure, yeah, okay. So, De Gea will take a pay cut to return to Spain and get regular first team football, so let's just drop that aspect, says Sourcescope. You know him personally, do you? Well, we'll take your word on that bullshit then. I mean, yeah, of course. You're gonna write. So you're on 350k a week. You've got 2.5 years of being left on 350k a week, but you're gonna write off 20 million in wages to move back to Spain. Bullshit. That won't happen. What'll happen is Sevilla or somebody will say, we want David De Gea, and United will go, well, he's on 350k a week and we want 40 million, and they'll go, you're having a bloody laugh, we'll give you 20 million and we'll take on his wages. And that's what'll happen. David De Gea won't need to take a pay cut. Why should he take a pay cut? You know, David De Gea can play hardball. His agent is George Mendes. George Mendes ain't an idiot. He'll say to De Gea, don't you start taking pay cuts. They can fucking pay your wages off, or they can sell you for cheap so the new club can pay your wages. It's basically a free transfer so they can pay the wages. He doesn't need to take a pay cut. Well, that's a load of bollocks. Marky says Dean will never be as good as De Gea. Facts are facts. I hope he can be, Marky. It's not Dean's fault. And weak Ollie folded to the English media pressure. Pep would never allow this, says Pisco. And Mark, my 8-year-old son, loves the show. Can you give him a massive shout out? Dara Nolan Firth from Waterford Island. He's watching it in his room. Big shout out to Dara in Waterford. Hope we get the 3 points, mate. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm expecting to see some fantastic football with Paul Pogba pulling the strings in the midfield and Bruno getting a lot more of the ball. And that's really important today. Let me just say that. What I'm looking for today, most of all, I couldn't give a toss about this goalkeeping situation once the game kicks off. What I'm looking for today is a Manchester United win, and what I want to see is what we've not seen for the last couple of months, is the ball goes into Paul Pogba and quick ball goes into Bruno, Rashford and Greenwood, instead of this Chuckle Brothers to me to you side-to-side crap. Let's get that ball moving. Let's get it moving fast. You know what I mean? Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner to do that. We've hit 12,000 already because it's just changed in the top right-hand corner. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. You're very welcome to the United Stand. We don't shirk the conversation on here. And as long as it's not abusive, everybody's opinion is valid. Look, you might be over the moon that De Gea has been dropped today. You might think it's the best thing Ollie's ever done. And that's your opinion, and that's absolutely fine. So get involved with the conversation. And the timer shouldn't even be on, so it's not frozen. It's not even on. Let me just turn it off. And make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're back. Flex will be on in about 10 minutes' time. We've got everybody back. We've got the fan forum after the game. We've got the player ratings after the game. We've got the match reaction. Match time is back, and the games are coming back thick and fast. So get involved. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And may also say as well, you might get a bit of an Easter present from the United Stand. £1,000 cash prize pot for United Stand picks. Link is in the video description. 12 questions about the game will be things such as, will United score a penalty? Will United score in the first half? Yes or no? For every question you get right, you get points. The people with the most points win the £1,000 cash prize pot. It's free to play, but you must be over 18 simply because we're giving away cash prizes. Free to enter. Links in the video description. If you've already downloaded it, you just go in the app and play again every week. If you haven't downloaded it, the link's in the video description. You must be over 18. Please play responsibly. And of course, terms and conditions are in the video description. You've got about half an hour to get yourself entered for that. So link in the video description. Win something on Easter weekend. Let's go. Martial is out for the season, says Ollie. Oh my God. That's do you think he's saying that to try and cover up the idiotic decision he's made about David De Gea? I say idiotic. I'm probably being a little bit too disrespectful there, but I don't think it's a good decision. But Martial out for the season is huge, absolutely huge. I'm just having a quick look. Let's have a look at this. This is huge breaking news if it's true, and it puts more and more onus onto David De Gea, not David De Gea, not David De Gea. It puts more and more onus onto Cavani's fitness record, doesn't it? Very, very interesting how that might work out. Just having a quick look here to try and get the exact quotes. I mean, one thing I don't want to do is be wrong about something when I'm talking to so many people. Yeah, so Solskjaer says, unfortunately, he's sprained his knee with France. It's always when they go away for internationals. It's fingers crossed and hope they're going to come back fit. Losing Anthony for what might be the rest of the season is very disappointing. Well, yeah, I mean, he's not definitely out for the season then. Might be for the rest of the season. 2 months. I think, to be fair, when you pick up injuries at this point of the season, you might be out for the season because it's the start of April. A knee injury could be anywhere between 6 weeks and 4 months, so he could be out for the season. But you know what, that will disappoint people for more than one reason. I'm disappointed because you want Martial to be part of the team. I don't think, I think United are in a good position. I think if you were Spurs or Chelsea, that would be a huge blow because you need the points to get top four. I think United have already got top four. We can only lose top four. So, and it might be an opportunity for someone like Diallo. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think some people may be disappointed, not me, because what about Martial's position in the team? Sorry, what about selling Martial in the summer? You won't be able to sell him injured. James plus 10 million for Rafinha, Lingard plus 30 million for Rice, De Gea for Varane, buy Koundé 60 million. An amazing summer. That would be our board, says Dragon Man. Hi Mark, do you know Phil Neal has more European Cups than your whole club's history, says Billy Fenton. I don't care, mate. I'm about to watch Man United plays Brighton. It's a United fan channel. I don't really spend any time thinking about who is Phil Neal. That's what I would say. Who the fuck is Phil Neal? I know who Manchester United are, and you know who Manchester United are because you're on United fan channel. Who the fuck is Phil Neal? Hi Mark, could you give my friend Harry from Waterford a big shout out? We've been fans for nearly 5 years now. Could you call him a lovely man? Harry from Waterford, big shout out from Oliver McKenna. Wasn't Bruno's fee taken from our summer transfer pot? Might be too optimistic, but I actually think we could spend 120 to 150 based on last season, says Jacob. Look, transfer talk's going to get big now, isn't it? Nobody knows who Phil Neal is either. I mean, we'll have to take your word on it. He might play for. I think he might play cricket. How's he won the Champions League? Phil Neal. I thought you were talking about Phil Neville. No, we don't know who he is. Joseph Tyrrell, thanks for the super chat. Poor old Phil Neal, he's just been roasted by 22,000 people there. If people want Dino to play for his distribution and voice, why not play him in the double pivots? Look, get behind Henderson. Get behind Henderson. It's not his fault. It's like when McTominay plays or Matic plays or it's McFred. Or you've got to get behind the players because you want to win. But yeah, it really is. It really is interesting. Martial is out for the rest of the season, says Trevor. Yeah, I've just heard this, so we'll just have to crack on with it. But look, I mean, interesting to see how Rashford performs today. I hope Rashford's fully fit. The good thing about the international break is that Greenwood came home. Bruno only played for a week, so maybe there is an opportunity there for Rashford to actually have some fitness ahead of this game. So let's wait and see what happens with Marcus Rashford and Greenwood. And remember, we've got Diallo, so it'd be interesting to see. I suppose the big thing with Anthony Martial is that if Martial's injured for the season, can Cavani play 3 games a week for 8 weeks? God, no. I just can't see him being able to do that. Ollie's also said this is the time of year when the running really begins. We're into April, the clocks have gone forward, there are no more international breaks before the end of the season. We all have sights set on finishing the campaign in a strong fashion. We've done a lot of good work this season. Now it's about completing the job we've started and making sure we keep building on our improvements. So it doesn't look like he's going to get asked any questions about David De Gea before the game. He will definitely say something after the game. So yeah, and he's also said in relation to Anthony Martial, it's frustrating, especially when the reports and signals from them were that it wasn't anything serious, but when we've got him back, it looks like a really bad one. So, you know, international breaks, this is the downside of it, I suppose. But what you're going to do, season-ending injury for Martial, and you know, I mean, hopefully it's nothing majorly wrong. You know, he could be out into next season. You know, look at what's happened with Van Dijk. I mean, talk about him being out for the rest of the season. Look, I'm not going to speculate. He might be back in May. He might not be back till Christmas. So, you know. Mark, I just looked up Phil Neal. Apparently he's a retired plumber from Basingstoke. How has he managed to win Champions Leagues? Amazing. Mark, as you make a video about Arsenal, will you make a video about Spurs as they are rubbish also, says Zane? I was actually going to do a video about Spurs on That's Football, Zane, and it was about them being back in the top 4 and Mourinho proving people wrong. So take some satisfaction in that I probably bantered them more than I banter Arsenal. The Arsenal video went up. The Spurs video couldn't go up because they didn't even get the result I thought they were going to get. Ollie's decision on David De Gea was made up before this season. It's not up to him to make business decisions. I hate to see this happen, but David De Gea, but this is not on Ollie. Okay, so manager's not responsible for making bad decisions. Okay. Happy with the 11. I have my doubts about Fred, but willing to give him a chance. Good to see Henderson getting consistent game time too, says Joseph Tyrrell. And better to give Henderson a chance before making a final decision in the summer, says Akash. Look, and I totally get and respect that some people are going to be very happy with it. Of course I am. I can't, you know, I can only be honest about me. I feel sad about it, and I feel that, you know, Ollie has lost a part of me today, and he won't give a shit, and you will laugh about it, and I accept that. But I can only be honest. I just feel sad about it. Mark, can you remind Zayn Miassi that Spurs are still 6 points ahead of Arsenal despite being in crisis while they worship the ground Arteta walks on? We have got, in the United Stand live comments, a better North London derby than what you get in real life now. That's mid-table matters. At least this is happening on a club live chat that's actually in the top 4. So we've got Matt Hayes' Tottenham blog against Zayn Miassi Arsenal. And it's more entertaining than what goes on in real life. We want more. He was asked about the keeper situation. Ollie said we have 2 number 1s. I don't know what that means, says Hamlet Gomez. Mark, Ollie's treatment of De Gea is shambolic. He's nowhere near the biggest problem. The only club legend we've got. We love you, David. Back Dino still, says Jaswin. Thanks everyone for all the support in the live comments there. I thought it was a good bit of banter. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel. Look, we will never ever shirk saying what we think, and we will never ever shirk giving you the voice to say that. As long as it's not abuse, your opinions are respected. I might not agree with them, Flex might not agree with them, but we will read them out and we will get involved as people do and have done for years. So well done, everybody. And thanks for all your comments. And look, if you think different to me, then that's really what the channel's all about anyway. It's about generating opinion, isn't it? And having your thoughts and processes. Can Greenwood reach his potential? Look, I think I'm really excited about Mason Greenwood. I think he's had a good season for us. You know, it's this opportunity. You know, Martial being out for the season, and that is breaking news that Martial's out for the season. Martial being out for the season is a big blow for Manchester United. Of course it is. But at this moment in time, Cavani is fit, Rashford is fit, Martial is fit, Dan James is fit, and so is Mason Greenwood. So, and I've said him before, sorry, Amad Diallo. So we have got options in there, and let's hope that we use them. I've not seen any quotes from Solskjaer about the situation with David here. Tellez was feeling a bit ill, not COVID related, but he's not fit enough to play. We filled the bench with good quality. So nothing about Eric Bailly either. I mean, that somebody just said there. Well, what about Eric Bailly? Nothing about him as well at the moment. So we will bring you those as they come in. But as it stands, obviously no Eric Bailly and no Tellez. Tellez was ill. That's the situation with that. Martial out for the season. A lot of people talking about that as well. But look, an interesting team, and I would say as well, and there's so much to talk about because it's our first game back since the international break. So much to talk about, but keep an eye on Basuma. Do keep an eye on Basuma tonight. Maybe Ollie values David more, saving him for Europe, says Aziz. Look, I hope that happens, and if that does happen, then I will stand corrected like the man in the orthopaedic shoe. But I think this is a statement, and yeah, let's see what happens. Martial out for the rest of the season is a real shame. I think it also means he won't be leaving in the summer, but I never thought he was going to be leaving in the summer anyway. Patrick says, don't you think they'll look at the injury and say they want to sell him? Very, very hard to sell a player that's injured. Very, very hard, unless you want to do it on the cheap. Yeah, Ricky's fuming, I reckon, about that. But no, what I want to see from United tonight, look, he's made the decision with the goalkeeper. I don't agree with it, but he's done it. What I do like is what he's done in the midfield, and I've got to be fair, I really expected him to pick McFred and put Pogba on the wing. He's put Pogba in the midfield. That's where this is Pogba's best position. I want to be here at 90 minutes saying, I told you so, Pogba. And if you remember the game that Pogba played last, was it a Europa League game where Pogba played and he got injured? Was it Sociedad at home or something like that, and he got injured? And I thought he was absolutely brilliant up until that point. So the fact that we've got Pogba in the midfield, I think will benefit Bruno. It will benefit Cavani by benefiting Bruno, and obviously hopefully Rashford. I think Rashford and Shaw have got good combination. It was Everton. That was it. So yeah, I think having Pogba back in that midfield is huge, and I applaud Ollie for doing that. It's not all bad. I applaud Ollie for doing that. And I think it's really important that we've got him. I think it might have been West Ham in the FA Cup, though, somebody just said there. Although people are saying it was Everton. Ibong, I don't want to depress people, but you might also want to keep an eye on Ben White. I want to keep an eye on Basuma, because that's the player I think I'd like to buy, but let's see what he's all about against us. But Ben White is the real one that you might want to keep an eye on, unfortunately. So, yes, do keep an eye on Ben White. I mean, Ben White masterclass, and he might be playing with Maguire next season. Martial could be concentrating on getting back for the Euros. He might be back before the end of the season. I've always been an advocate for Dino being number one, but doing it this way leaves a bad taste in the mouth, says Julian. Opportunistic with David De Gea childbirth. Decision should have been made earlier in the season. Yeah, I think it's a bit weak. I do think it's a bit weak. And as I said, Solskjaer's lost me a little bit because of this. But I'm far from being Ollie out. And ultimately it's about getting the win, isn't it? And I think we will get the win, but I don't think it's going to be very easy. Although we have played Brighton at home a couple of years ago, and they'll come and have a go, and then what happens is they get turned over because they leave space. But look, I think what I want to see over the next few weeks is Manchester United playing some really good football. That's what I want to see, and hopefully we will be able to see that coming forward over the next few weeks, especially with Pogba in the team. Now then, let me see if I can get Flex on the show. Don't know whether he's ready yet. No, I bet he's. Hold on a minute. All I'm going to say is I bet Flex will be pro Henderson and throw De Gea under the bus. Just got a feeling. Got a feeling. My score prediction is going to be 2-0. Make sure you play United Stand Picks if you've already downloaded it. Links in the video description. We've got another £1,000 cash prize, free to enter, but you've got to be over 18. Links in the video description. 12 questions to do with the game. People with the most points will win the prizes. You just do that. Here he is. Right.
You need to get that audio going. Can't hear you.
People will be able to hear me. Can they hear you? Yes, they can. Yeah. Perfect. How you doing, pal?
Yo, all good, man. All good. Game day. I'm just gassed to just be playing like club football again. Like in that break, it's gone. Big running. With Chelsea losing yesterday, that helps us out. Leicester losing yesterday. It's a chance to definitely make sure that there can't be any catastrophes in terms of getting sucked back into that fourth-ish, you know what I mean, spot. So we go and win today, and I think we all but, secure everything. So, yeah, no, I'm good.
I'd offer you an Easter egg, but we're
what you got there? Oh, I got my mini eggs. I just finished mini eggs, man. Mini eggs are the one.
So,
Galaxy ones are right.
Look, first of all, what's your thoughts on the team? And then obviously we're going to talk about the goalkeeper situation because it's something that's dictated.
It's mad. Yeah, okay, well, on the team first. I like the team. I don't have any problems with the team. It's very, very important that Paul Pogba is in now. This is a big run-in. I think, actually, to be fair to him, he's come back at the perfect time, and the international break came at the perfect time for him as well. I think he played 180 minutes, over the 3 games. Get some games in his legs, get re-topped up, get fueled up. And now there's no excuse for him, barring injuries, to not be pretty much in every single team. I know we might need a rest here or there because you could never play everyone all the time. But, Maguire plays all the time. Rashford plays all the time. There's quite a few players who play all the time. Wan-Bissaka plays all the time. So I want to see Pogba used 80 to 90% of the time now to this run-in. Yes, there's stuff going on with the contract. We'll get there towards the end of the season. The inquest can start. But now we need him massively. I don't want to see McTominay and Fred in any of the games unless we're 2-3-0 up and you can afford to take him off and say go and run around. But we need Paul Pogba for this run-in. Unfortunate about Martial, man. I kind of see it looks like it's going to be for the rest of the season. That's not good. It's not good. I don't know.
I'm interested to get your thought because I think a lot of people in the live comments are really, really sad about it. And maybe I can't give out any more sadness than how I feel about David De Gea, and that's just an emotional thing. I'm not angry. I'm not ranting. I feel sad for David De Gea. But with Martial, he's not had a great season. Is he going to rescue that season anyway in the next 2 months? Probably not. He will be here next season. I never thought he would get sold. And look, it is sad, but we have got options. So,
Do you know what it is? It's for me. It's like, I take what you're saying about his form. His form has not been good this year. He scored 4 or 5 Premier League goals. He's not been good enough, and he's had his injury problems as well. But Cavani's probably going to pick up another.
That's the problem, isn't it?
To the end, yeah. And then we're going to be left with just Mason Greenwood up front to hold the fort. And Rashford has to keep playing on the left. Dan James is going to keep coming in on the right when that happens. I don't want to be too pessimistic, but we have to go off Cavani's injury record too. So I would have way rather have had. That's more why I'm like flipping it. We could have done without that. Because I could the writing's on the wall. If Cavani can stay fit from now to the end of the season, great. Maybe he can do something that I don't think will happen. What's that? 8 to 9 games in the Premier League and hopefully another 5 more in the Europa League if everything goes to plan. So, yeah, hopefully he stays fit, but I'm not so sure. But the rest of the team, I don't mind that. Fred and Pogba, I like to see that. Bruno, obviously. Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani, got no problems with that. Lindelof, Maguire, look, no point. That's what it is. That is what I said about pairing is. And obviously Luke Shaw comes in. So, yeah, I don't mind the team. And then we get to the De Gea thing. Now, I tweeted it. I said, this is like the official beginning of the end. I know that like it's been coming and we're looking at it. I mean, I said before Leicester.
Oh, yeah.
He was already back when we played AC Milan for the second leg, right? But he'd only kind of just got back. So you thought, okay, cool. Then we go through. So you're like, all right, cool. Then Dean Henderson played against West. Did he play against after that? No, it was Leicester after. It was Leicester after AC Milan, wasn't it? Yeah. So he played against Leicester, and then I was like, if David De Gea doesn't start against Leicester when he's had pretty much a whole week back, something's going on here. Then he didn't start. Obviously, we lose the game. Then I'm like, if he doesn't start against Brighton, that's 100% Ollie saying, you dropped, mate. Like, and now he's in a position where, okay, you're now starting to be fair to Dean Henderson, you've obviously given him some form of reassurance. You've obviously given him something to go off. So if he keeps a clean sheet today and then you don't start him on Thursday night, where does it, it's just a disparity with the goalkeepers, which we always knew was going to happen. I was talking to someone on the Instagram Live on United Stand earlier on today, guy from Birmingham, he's probably watching now and you know who he is, but he made a good point. He said, actually, it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that actually Dean Henderson has come through when he's come through. But also what's more unfortunate is the fact that the club have kind of decided so quickly and so sharply, in my opinion. Because I think I would like to see Dean Henderson one more year when the stadiums are packed again, Old Trafford's packed out.
Yeah, it's a different
world. You go
world,
to big away game. It's a whole different thing. So what we're doing here, I know with the money and I know with the economy and how it works, and you've got two big keepers on big egos and stuff like that. You've got to get rid of one essentially. But it is a bit of a risk, man, to do it this early. I would have said earn your stripes in normal football first.
I said this. I mean, I've said this. I don't know whether you're listening. I'm not Ollie out. No way. But I'm definitely. I said at the start of the stream, I feel sad. I'm not sad about the game. I'm excited about the game, but I feel sad about this. And what that sadness is, and people can criticise me. I don't care. It's a loyalty to somebody I will always be loyal to because he's been there when we needed him. He's not at the end of his career. He's not 38. He's 30. He was man of the match against Chelsea. He's gone to see the birth of his son and he's come back and it's like, I'm publicly going to humiliate you and drop you and go with Dean. He didn't do that with Bailly. When Bailly played well against Chelsea, he dropped him for Lindelof. When Rashford's played badly, he's brought him back in the team. When Pogba's fit, he brings Pogba back in the team. So he can't bullshit and say, oh, I'm sticking with Dean because he's done well. David has gone off for something that you and anybody else would agree with. It's personal reasons. He comes back in the team. You've shared that role out all season. You were fair. De Gea was playing well in the league. You'd get dropped for the cup to give, got to be fair to Dean. When David De Gea should get that fairness, Ollie's gone, nah, I'm going with Dean. And that, to me, I don't agree with it. It's nothing to do with Dean Henderson. I think he's going to be a great goalkeeper. I just think it's been managed badly, and I'm disappointed in Solskjaer for doing it. And that's just how I feel. I feel sad about it.
It is sad about it. But when something happens like this, right, and I do have a feeling on which I just expressed what it is, but sometimes I do kind of take a step back and say, okay, what is the best thing for Manchester United and the future of Manchester United?
Yeah.
Now, you're right. David De Gea is 30 odd. I understand that. But is it better to have a David De Gea who's 30 odd on those wages, who isn't in his peak powers, or start to invest from now, although I think it's 1 year too early, start to invest in the keeper that we can have for the next 10 years. It's going to be the next England keeper and the next Man United keeper. I agree. I think just the way it's been handled, I don't necessarily disagree
how do you
with
do that,
a transition.
Financially, that doesn't make sense, because if you're thinking of doing that, surely you've just put a big exclamation mark above David De Gea that he is not good enough.
Surplus.
He's not good enough. Whereas if you kept him in the Premier League till the end of the season, which we're not going to lose out on top four, so it's not like, I can't afford to play him in goal because he might fuck it up. He's not fucked it up this season. So from a business point of view, it's bordering on idiot, because you could say to a club, David De Gea's for sale, first team goalkeeper, but he is for sale. We want 30, 40 million. Now you're going to go, David De Gea's for sale, and they're going to go, piss off. We ain't paying you 30, 40 million. He's your reserve goalkeeper. You can have 20 million. So it's going to cost us money.
They're going to do themselves out of money. And also, to get him out of that contract, let's not rule out that Man United might have to pay him to leave. And that's even worse if that happens. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that could maybe influence what happens. But on the flip side of that, then, would you say that change? If we got a youth player in our ranks who's proved that he's going to be very good and looks very good.
Well, he hasn't proved it, has he?
If he hasn't proved it, but I'm saying he looks like he's going to be good. If he left and went to Chelsea in our league and was their keeper for ages when he was ours as a youngster, or if he went to, say, I know Arsenal banter FC, but they got rid of Leno and they got him. Like, that could actually hurt us more than saying, De Gea, you go off to Spain and have what you always wanted. Do you see what I mean?
But on the flip side, you sell David De Gea for cheap this summer and lose maybe 20, 30 million because you've made a bad business decision anyway. We put Henderson in front of 75,000 fans next year. For 80 minutes, he's got nothing to do. And like AC Milan, he makes silly mistakes, or Sheffield United. David De Gea goes to Spain and, he's David De Gea. And we've made that decision. So, you know what I mean? I totally agree that you're going to get people saying this is the right decision. You're going to get people saying this is the wrong decision. To me, this was a decision that should have been made in the summer. You just keep doing what you were doing and then you make the decision in the summer. But I always said at the start of the season, this is stupid. Like, we're paying 140k to one, we're paying 350k to another. They're both fantastic keepers. This is only going to end in tears, and here we are.
It was me and Xander said it on the stream at the beginning of the season. I said Dean Henderson will be number one by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And just to clear it up, I will always bring different sides to the argument to open up the conversation. But let me be clear, I definitely do disagree with the fact that De Gea has been dropped, especially because that's what it is. He has been dropped. Especially, I think Ollie's been quite smart here, because him going to the birth of his child has given Ollie that little bit of maneuverability to say, well, when you were gone, mate, you know what I mean? When you were gone, we had to go with Dino, and he done quite well. So, do you know what I mean? Well, and I can see that.
He's contradicting himself, isn't he, for the reasons I said. Some people will say, and quite rightly, people were saying to me on social media, well, you moan about him not being ruthless, and you moan about favouritism, and he does this. And I said, but this ain't ruthless. This ain't ruthless, and the favouritism still exists. How many times has Eric Bailly played well and then been dropped for Lindelof? How many times has Rashford not been dropped when he's played badly and other people deserve a chance?
He's got his favourites.
Van der Beek played well in November. Pogba and McTominay came back. Van der Beek never played really again. But David De Gea goes to the birth of his son, having had a man of the match against Chelsea. You drop, mate. So, it's not ruthless. I think, like you said, he's used an opportunity.
It's inconsistent.
And he's used
100%.
an opportunity. If he wanted Henderson as his goalkeeper, and in January, when David De Gea didn't have the birth of his son and was available, he'd gone, you dropped. I'd have gone,
that's ruthless.
That's ruthless.
Yeah, big shout.
But he's used this thing, which is a life thing. In any job, you're going to be allowed 2 weeks to go and watch your son be born. And to be honest, I think he was only gone about a week, really, all in.
It wasn't that long. And then even when he came back against AC Milan, I was sniffing it out from then, because I was like, he's a keeper. Like, he's just got back from Spain. Well, he's been quarantining in Manchester that time. All right, cool. I'll give you that one, Ollie. He might have only just come back to training, say, yesterday or the day before. All right, I'll give you that. When it was the Leicester game, you're in the territory now where you're dropping him. 100%. And then to have a 2-week break. Did David De Gea even go away with Spain?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He did, right? Did he play?
No.
Must have played as well.
No.
Did he play? He didn't play.
He's been dropped by Spain as well.
Fucking hell. I tell you what. Oh, yeah, that's not funny, actually. David De Gea. I feel really sorry for David De Gea. So he's gone to Spain, not played. They've probably looked at it like, well, mate, you ain't playing for Man United. You ain't played the last however long. So he didn't get game time there. He's come back. Didn't get game time. Hasn't been started now. Now, look, like you said, I think I saw you saying this before I come on. If he starts against Granada,
it's a different story.
All right, cool. Then we'll see where we go from there.
Do you think he is going to start against Granada?
I don't know. Not at all. I really don't think he is.
No.
I really don't think, because I think, let me just paint this picture of ultimate positivity. We keep a clean sheet tonight. You're starting to look at it that, Dino might be building some confidence or whatever. You're going into a big quarterfinal of the Europa League against a team that we're the favourites against. Dean Henderson might perform well. I feel that Ollie's had the conversation, and there is no, we were sort of saying before this morning when the kind of news was broken late last night. As soon as those things were coming out from the mirror, that David De Gea is expected to leave the club in summer, and quite a few big outlets are reporting it. It's starting to gather now. It's starting to gather, and most of all, what speaks more than any kind of rumour or paper or journal who wants to write anything, or football Twitter, is who the manager picks. Just like with Donny van der Beek. He can say what he wants in the press conferences. The fact is, mate, you ain't picking him. And you're not picking David De Gea, which means that as of right now, you think it's better to go with Dean Henderson. And when are you going to undermine yourself and then go, actually, Dino, yeah, see you later. David's going to get the next 5 games. It's not going to happen. I think this is the beginning of the actual end.
That's why I feel sad, and I don't think it was. I think it's disrespectful to end it like this. It didn't need to do it like this, and I think it's wrong. But the funny thing is, as well, if I look at the Leicester game, if David De Gea had played in goal, The media would have blamed him for the second goal. Definitely, the second goal.
What happened?
It was the one that got shot across him from. It was down to the midfield.
Oh, Perez. Really. Oh no, Tillemans.
And I think the third goal, maybe they would have blamed him for, but AC Milan made a mistake there as well. I mean, he's not been. I'm not saying he's played badly. He's not played badly.
No, he's been okay.
I think he's been good. Yeah. It's not like he's been super keeper.
He hasn't been levels and streets above what we had in David De Gea.
I think the best way to say is he's not clearly been better than De Gea. He's not.
No.
He's been good.
No.
But
yeah, and De Gea's been good.
And De Gea's been good.
So the only thing to choose between him is who you like most, and he likes Dean. Yeah, more, clearly. Isn't it?
But he hasn't he hasn't all season, and De Gea goes off to the birth of his child, and Ollie's like, yes, this is my chance. Well, but whatever. It's been done now. Do you think I don't think it'll have any impact on the game. What's your score prediction for the game?
No, I've gone with 2-0. Brighton can play good football. They can always give you a game. We saw that earlier on in the season. But even if you just watch them in general, they usually give teams a good game. They play good football. But they don't score as much goals as they should. They have got some dangerous players, but they don't usually score as much goals as they should. And also, I'll be honest, I was so bored of international break. I just wanted to come back in with a positive prediction. Clean sheet, 2-0. And I'd like to think that because of the results again for Leicester and Chelsea yesterday, I think that should be enough for the boys to go, you know what? Let's just go and just put the rubber stamp on that. Stamp the envelope, done. We could capitulate and finish actually fourth. But in terms of where fifth are, and where we are, and where Chelsea are, what are we, 9 points ahead of Chelsea if we win?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to win tonight. Because if we win tonight, we're sorted, really. I mean, just one thing I wanted to go back on, actually. I said this, I think, I don't know whether I said it tonight or this morning. I think it was probably this morning because we're talking about the story that De Gea had been transfer listed, which now makes a lot more sense. I mean, look, I've always said with Harry Maguire, why does he not knock on Ollie's door and say, play me with Bailly, because he plays better with Bailly? And I think Maguire knocks on the door and says, I prefer playing with Lindelof, even though
100%. I was just about to say that. He doesn't
it's bloody obvious you play better with Bailly, but Harry Maguire's obviously saying to Ollie, play me with Lindy, because he obviously does. I think there's a very big chance that Harry Maguire's probably knocked on the door of Ollie and said, I prefer to play with Dean Henderson, because Henderson comes for crosses more than De Gea does. And as we've seen, Maguire and Lindelof get bloody exposed from crosses. So, Maguire's probably said to Ollie, I want to play with Hendo as well. Some of the players have probably said it, which is going to be a factor, you've got to say.
100%. They will like him. Dean Henderson. Listen, Dean Henderson is a good young keeper. Yeah, he is good. And you know what? I don't really have a problem with him going on to be our number one. It's just the timing of it. I just think that, like you said, it's just the way it's been done, and the fact that, especially because, and this is where it's been poorly done. Sorry to bring it back to the goalkeeper situation. I know you talk about kind of Lindelof, but the principle is the same in terms of when they looked at it and said, here, De Gea, have this 3-year extension, sign a new deal, be the most expensive player at the club. You got Dean Henderson out on loan at Sheffield United. You know that he's going to end up coming back at some stage. They knew from then. It wasn't like they realised all of a sudden Dean Henderson, flipping heck, he's actually all right. They knew from probably when they sent him there the first time. Do you know what I mean? So when he was there for the first season. So I don't know. I
think we had that chat, didn't we? Probably at the start of the season, we probably disagreed. I said that maybe we didn't. You jog your memory, but I said
De Gea shouldn't get dropped. I said Dean Henderson should be brought back in to give him the kick up the arse, and that's what happened. He gave De Gea the kick up the arse. For me, it was job done.
Yeah, it did.
But they went one step further. They went one step further and then started trying to put him as the number one, and now he's ended up as it.
I know what I said. I said at the start that I totally disagreed with it. I thought it was stupid to have two goalkeepers of that quality. Was stupid because I knew it would it had to end in tears, and it has ended in tears because one of them has to be then sold, and you probably devalue that player by doing that. And I think I could never see how it was going to work, because if you've got 4 quality centre backs, you can rotate them far more than you can rotate 2 quality goalkeepers. And what I would say in defence of what's happened tonight is that it will benefit United to have the same goalkeeper in the sticks week in, week out. Because I've played centre-back, and I used to play for my Saturday team and my school team. And I had 2 different goalkeepers. I also had 2 different centre-backs. The centre-back situation was easier to deal with than the goalkeeper situation because I didn't know whether, one keeper liked to come off his line, one was very vocal, one was better than the other, but I preferred playing with the goalkeeper that wasn't as good because he was more vocal and aggressive.
Depends on your playing style, isn't it, and what you hear behind you.
As a centre-back, you do, in the height of, especially high-end football, I mean, I'm not saying mine was high-end by any means, but you can get lost in a game and you can naturally forget who's behind you. And you can think, that ball's, oh shit, I'm playing Sunday football, not goalkeeper football. I've got to go after that. So it will benefit. And that was one of the reasons I said it at the start of the season. Your goalkeeper should be your goalkeeper every single game. And I think this season, that was a big mistake as well. But I agree with you. It's not Dean Henderson's fault. It's not David De Gea's fault. They're two fantastic goalkeepers. This is the manager and the club's fault. They've created it.
There you go.
And they've caused this situation now. And they've created a division. They have created the division that we never needed to have.
They have. It's something that was always going to happen because I think it's important to separate between someone might be watching this and saying, well, flipping it, guys, you're replacing one good keeper for the future of the next 10 years. Stop crying about it. Imagine a rival fan was watching this who didn't quite understand the dynamics of what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's been done and at the time it's been done. And, I do have massive respect for Dean Henderson because what he's done is he said, no, you're not sending me on loan again. Like, I'm coming back. I believe I'm better than David De Gea. I believe I should be Man United's number one, and I'm not taking no for an answer. As an individual, as a professional, as a young aspiring keeper that's going to be our club, that is our player, I do respect that belief in him.
Yeah,
that is the type of ego, that is the type of thing that you need, confidence you need to be a Man United. Yeah, you need it. Schmeichel had it.
Rivals
had it in a different way.
Like
you need it.
Rivals won't
no,
like him at
they
all.
won't.
There might even be some people in our fan base who are so loyal to De Gea, they don't like him. I'm loyal to
you
De
can't
Gea.
do that.
I'm loyal to De Gea, but I don't dislike Henderson. You need that arrogance. And, I think he was asked the question this week about, will you be England's number 1,000,000%? Now, that is arrogance. Of course it is. Yeah. But goalkeepers need that sort of thing in them.
Dude,
one thing I need to ask you before kick-off as well. Ricky ain't happy. It's probably a bigger thing than David De Gea Henderson.
Dan James not
Dan
starting.
James not starting. Ricky's like...
Well, Ricky has this thing. He says, look, out of the whatever games it was, I think he said since he's been starting, we've been doing absolutely fine. He's doing brilliant. He's doing his thing. And he actually went on to say, I think why he's more mad is I think the last show I did with him, he was saying, I'll be surprised if Dan James don't play pretty much all the games now. Like he's convinced Ollie, all the coaching staff know how good he is. He will be the guy. So I think Rick's probably looking at it like, well, I bet we won't play as well now. And he'll be out for Mason today. If Mason doesn't do something really amazing or whatever, he'll be out. He'll be ready. I do like Dan James at the moment. He's doing well.
Great question here, actually, and it probably hits the nail on the head for me when I said Ollie's lost something today. And I'm still with Ollie. I just feel disappointed in him. Nitin says all Ollie had in his favour was his man management skills, but this decision to drop De Gea, along with how he's treated Bailly, finally make him lose respect of good players as they will think that performance doesn't matter. And I think that's probably the thing for me. I've always valued Solskjaer's man management skills, and I think what he's shown here, I don't agree with it. So I don't actually think he's a great man manager anymore. I still think he's. But how much
of this then is Ollie going? Well, I can't keep everyone happy all of the time forever. Eric Bailly, I was pretty much always going to sell you. I don't trust you. I think you're injury prone. So if you think I'm an idiot, I don't want to swear. If you think I'm an idiot for it, I'm sorry. If you think I'm an idiot, I'm sorry. So see you later. And how much the other side is, well, David De Gea, you know what? I was always planning on bringing Dean Henderson in. I've said he's going to be Man United's number one. I've said he's going to be England's number one. Maybe a year ahead of schedule, but you know what? You've done your time. I'm happy to move on. If he's thought that, I'm just saying from Ollie's point of view, he ain't going to care. Players. He's just say, go, I'll sell him.
Dowell says, hats off to the channel of the energy from Mark and Flex and the debate in the live comments. Spot on, pal. And also, will you be keeping a close eye on two potential future signings, Ben White and Basuma? We'll talk about them in a minute. But I did just want to say as well that I forgot what I was going to say now, actually. But yeah, Ben White and Basuma, potential United. Well, Ben White is got to keep an eye on.
Ben White, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to do it. Well, it depends how you think. You might want Ben White for 35 to 50 million pound wherever. I don't want a young, inexperienced centre back coming in to do the job against Maguire. I almost want Maguire to want to learn off who comes in. Like a Varane, a Koulibaly. I know Koundé is young, but he's played at a good, really good level. Yeah, I think he's played at a good level. I mean, Ben White, the only thing that worries me about it is it's on the cheap. He's British, and are they going for him for the right reasons? I want to write him off because he looks okay. He does look okay. Am I convinced that at Man United? I'm not so sure. But just for what we need right now, I think a more experienced centre-back is going to be what we need. Junaid says, maybe De Gea wants to move to Spain as he's a father now, stay close to family. That's another thing, Junaid, as well. Yes, take it back to the De Gea thing, even though I'm not purposely trying to do it. There might be that gentleman's agreement that he wants to go back there. I know his other half lives out there. He might want to be closer to his family. So, yeah, he's always wanted to go back to Spain. We do know that. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Mark Dobby says he's never been a good man manager. He's always been a favourites manager, basically. And the rest can sit there and think themselves lucky he has to use the bench. Bit of arrogance from Ollie there saying. And Martin is the latest member of the United Stand Members Club as well. Big up yourself, Martin. And let's go for Ravi. Ravi says, on the plus side, Ollie has grown some balls. Well, he has. He's making big decisions, whether we disagree with him or not, And Kejatil says, do you consider you may be blowing this out of proportion? Maybe De Gea asks to leave and is completely fine with Henderson now playing. We never know. I'll take your point. That's what I mean. We never know what's gone on behind the scenes. I don't know, though. I do because De Gea was playing right up until he went. So that shows me that kind of, he was the number one in the league. That hasn't just changed because he went away for a week for the birth of his child. What's changed? He's now not the number one, even in the league now. We're seeing it. So that's where I would kind of maybe slightly disagree with you, Kajetil, but I see your point. And Nitin says, all Ollie had in his favour was his man management, but the decision to drop De Gea, I think we've read that one, along with Bailly, one may finally lose in respect as good players as they will think that performance doesn't matter. I'm not sure if I read that out already, Mark, if you did.
I think it's always a clever thing as well that we've not discussed is that we've probably spent a good hour talking about this goalkeeping situation. Yeah. And the cameras are obviously looking at David De Gea as well, which they will do. And it totally diffuses the shit performance against Leicester, the crap football we've had for weeks, and the pressure around Solskjaer's contract. So in some ways, I wouldn't say that United have done this to do that, but it certainly detracts from the fact that this game is about to kick off and Brighton are a good footballing side and he's picked a team that isn't a back six. He's basically going to go toe-to-toe with Potter. And we've got to play well tonight.
We do. We have to play well. We have to be at it. Brighton can frustrate. They can defend well at times. With Duncan, Ben White, they can defend. They can make mistakes as well and stuff like that, but they can be very stubborn, very difficult to beat. As much as some people may not want Basuma, he's a good player. He can get about the pitch. We've got to be on our game. We've got to be on our game. We've got to create chances. We need to get Paul Pogba on the ball. We need to get Bruno on the ball. We need Rashford making good decisions, being energetic, getting at him, and we need Luke Shaw doing his thing. And
of course, the Brexit lovers, six English players in a starting Man United side.
And more to come. Forget Ben White.
Get Ben White, yeah. Get rid of Lindelof, get Ben White in. Who else can we get in? We've got Greenwood and Rashford.
Declan Rice.
Yeah, Declan Rice. That'd be Grealish. Sancho. Harry Kane.
We could have a whole England team.
Yeah. I don't know what I think about that, really. I mean, Dan James is British. You could put him in there as well.
British. He's in there. He's got the flag.
We don't need Lamptey. Wan-Bissaka's Wan-Bissaka might announce himself as playing for was it Democratic Congo. So maybe we'd lose one there. But so we've got the score prediction 2-0. Yeah.
Yeah, big game for Cavani as well. Want to see him involved, man.
Yeah, I just want to see.
Like to see him get a goal. I just want to see exactly.
I don't want to. Exactly. You know what? I want to be giving Dean Henderson a 6 out of 10 because he's had nothing to do. I don't. Yeah. We shouldn't even be talking about Dean Henderson at the end of the game because I want to see other stuff.
Yeah, I hope we don't see the lethargic man. Because look, like I said, the Leicester City game was a while ago, so you kind of forget about it. But the performance was so bad, and same players apart from Pogba. Yeah. Same players, isn't it? So,
well, that's why for me he's done the right thing. McTominay and Fred should not have played this game, or Matic and Fred, because all 3 goals really were down to the midfield. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. So 2-0 I'm going to go with. So hopefully we at least have a goal by half time and nothing bad happens. Definitely. Okay. All right then. Well, we will get you on at half time, Flex. He's gone 2-0. I've got 2-0.
Cool. Yeah.
See how it goes.
Nice one. See you then. Cool.
Speak to you in a bit, pal. Right, let me just close that and come back to there. Okay, how are we all doing in the live comments? Hope we're all doing well. I need to close that as well. We're going to kick off very, very quickly. I need to get the bloody timer open. Open the timer. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. I mean, look, even now all the cameras are on Dean Henderson. It's really, the decision's made now. As soon as the game kicks off, it's got nothing to do with Dean Henderson now. This is about the attack. I want to see an attacking United performance. I don't want to be, focusing in on that, to be honest with you. But let me just get the timer ready, as I said. We've seen some shock performances this weekend. West Brom beat Chelsea. You'd never have predicted that. Newcastle dropping points as well. Liverpool smashing Arsenal. I think we all would have predicted that. But let's hope United just get this standard good performance today. I'd really like to see that. Cavani back as well. 3-1 United, says Jordan Such. Yazza said, thoughts on DW time at United. He's from our academy, something people don't talk about. Sad how his career turned out. Thought he was going to be amazing. My enduring memory of Danny Welbeck is that game where he ran through one-on-one. Was it against Bayern Munich and tried to chip the keeper and basically passed it to them. But look, I liked Welbeck. I always hoped Welbeck would go on and get better, and he sort of hit the level that he is. But I did like Welbeck, and there's a part of me that was a little bit sad when he left, to be fair. Very excited for the game, says Joe Mikel. We just kicked off. Mark and Flex, when you get a chance, watch Turning a Historic Club into a Cash Cow, the story of Manchester United and the Glazers by Rabano TV. Thank you, Phil Flanagan. And feels like we are shooting ourselves in the foot as De Gea will only get better with age. This is a man that had Phil Jones and Smalling as his centre-backs. Wake up, Ollie. Okay, well, thanks for all the super chats that have come in. Game has kicked off. Let me just remove that from the ear. Let's see how United start. I mean, look, we're back playing now. I want it to be about the outfield players. Here's Greenwood. And look, let's start to see a United side that creates chances. Spoke a lot over the international break about Haaland. And, I stand by what I said about Haaland. What's the point in bringing in Haaland when we don't create enough chances for our number 9? Well, let's see what happens today. Look how high up the pitch we are straight away. Maguire, Lindelof, Pogba. Quicker tempo from United. We have seen a quicker tempo from United for the first 6 minutes. We famously call it the 6-minute press. Let's see if we can keep this going. It's a quick start, says Jack O'Neill. We want to see that continue. A good start, says Dustin Bewley. Quick tempo, movement to the ball, high up the pitch. That's what we want to see. But yeah, keep an eye out for Basuma and Ben White if you want to. Johnny Happy says he's top quality. That's the reason to buy Haaland. Well, as I've said before, there's no point buying Lewis Hamilton to drive a go-kart. You've got to have a Ferrari or something good for him to drive. And I think Haaland would be a waste of money in the way that we play. But hopefully that's going to change. Lamptey's not playing, Randy. I think Lamptey's been out for a long, long time. And Steve Ivy's just noticed something quite good tactically. Basuma looks like he's going to be tracking Bruno. So that's interesting because if he keeps Bruno quiet. And look at the way Brighton are playing there with their 3, closing the passing gaps into Fred and Pogba, forcing Maguire to hit long balls. I don't like that. That's something I don't like about United under Ollie. When our centre-backs ping these long diagonal balls. We did it a lot against Leicester. And that's because Leicester pressed us. So Potter's probably looked at it and gone, let's play how Leicester played. Press United. Don't let them play through the lines and force them to hit long balls that never bloody work. Here's Luke Shaw, though, into Rashford. Now, this is where Maguire needs to be finding Pogba and Fred or Lindelof. Here's Lindelof. See, he's too long. Too long. Maguire, you see, Fred and the passing lanes to Fred and Pogba are shut off. So it's back with Maguire again now. What's he got? See, Fred or Pogba have got to drop and take this ball. See, Lindelof's struggling for a pass here. Nice little ball into Greenwood though. Finds Pogba, and we've broken the press there. Rashford into Bruno. Wide to Luke Shaw. To Rashford into Bruno, who shoots over the bar. Please smash a like on the video. We're nearly at 5,000 likes, which is fantastic. Hope everyone's doing well. I'll stretch my neck there. How many can I do? 1. That's enough. Tired now. Let's get this win, says Young. I hope we do see a better Fred Mario G than what we saw before the international break. I think he was awful, wasn't he? It's Brighton on their first attack. Pogba wins the ball back well. Good little battle there. And Maguire will clear it. Good pace to the game so far. Oh, Basuma's down injured here. And Luke Shaw's got it. Plays it into Rashford. Gets the 1-2. We might benefit from this injury to Basuma here. No, we won't. Brighton have got it. And they're going to put the ball out. Yeah, Basuma's gone down. Could be going off here, Basuma. Dino's been brilliant this game, says S7. I think he might have broken his arm, Basuma, by the looks of it. Let's have a look. Be a shame. Oh, I mean, I'm ashamed if he goes off because he's a player I was looking forward to keeping an eye on. Could be Casido time, says Pedge. I think is it Cavani's gone over to see him because Cavani barged into him, didn't he? So, yeah. I think the physio's saying to him, "There's nothing wrong with your arm. You can move your fingers." And Basuma's saying, "But it really hurts. It really hurts my arm." No, there's nothing wrong with it, and all the cameras are watching. Yeah, it just falls on his wrist quite badly, but I think he's going to play on. Yeah, look, he's doing that with his fingers. You've not broken anything. Even I'm a doctor. Even I'm not a doctor, and I know that. If you can move your fingers, you've not broken your arm. Well, you might have broken your arm, but. It just banged it. Just put a plaster on it. So good start, 6 minutes. So let's see if the United press continues beyond the first 6 minutes. But Brighton are, Ollie said it in his press conference as well. Brighton are always an exciting team to play against because they play a high energy passing game and it means that you're going to get a good game of football. It's not like when you play like a Sheffield United. And here's Bruno. I think Cavani would have been offside there anyway. He was offside, Bruno. Don't worry about it. At their very best, Lindelof and Maguire are really average. Ollie must see that surely, says Gershon. Oh, Luke Shaw slips again. Might want to put some longer studs on, Luke. Well done. Good play by Fred there. Wins it back. Gets it to Bruno. Rolls it into Cavani. And Cavani loses it. Look, it's not been vintage passing from United so far, but it's definitely a quicker pace to it, which is something we'd really missed in the last few weeks without Paul Pogba. So it's good to see. Mark, what do you think we should do with Martial and De Gea? This is kind of Martial could be out for the season for anybody who's not realised that, and I don't think we'll see the end. I don't think we'll see Martial going anywhere, especially if it's a longer knee injury than 2 months. With De Gea, look, Ollie's put his stall out there, hasn't he? Happy to see that Ollie is finally playing Pogba in the pivot. Hopefully, we will see more creative going forward, says Ollie. That for me is the best thing. Here's Bruno from distance. Cross comes in, headed away. Comes to Greenwood. Good volley. Oh, he's hit the post. Foot of the post. What a hit. Edge of the box through a crowd. He's hit the post. Lovely volley. We're right behind that with the camera. And he smacked the bottom of the post there, Mason Greenwood. What accuracy to do that. Off his right foot as well. Here he is again. Cross comes in. Headed away. Deserved a goal that from Greenwood. Lovely hit. I don't know whether people have noticed this about... Well, hold on a minute. Cavani... I thought Cavani was going to shoot. Here's Basuma. I don't know whether people have noticed this about... there is Basuma. Good. Look how confident Basuma is. It gives the bloody ball away. I don't know whether people have noticed this about Mason Greenwood as well. His physicality, his physique is now starting to look, very sort of... You wouldn't know he was 19. And I think that's a very, very important thing. And somebody just said there, Greenwood's a number 9, and that's what I mean. He's not looking like a teenager anymore. He's looking like I remember Rashford did it. He went away one summer and he came back more bulky. And Greenwood seems to have done it over the course of the season. That I don't think he's far off playing the number 9 role. Cavani looks a bit rusty, says Christopher. Well, he's going to, isn't he? Here's Wan-Bissaka. Pogba. But I think the problem we've got at the moment is this. Lindelof and Maguire getting a lot of the ball. And the way what Brighton are set up is they're stopping them getting the ball into Fred and Pogba. There's a shield of 3 players where they're just closing off the angle for them to get it into Fred and Pogba. I think Fred and Pogba have got to work better, especially Fred. You can't just hide behind the Brighton player. You've got to come and give him the angle like Pogba does there. Lovely bit of... nearly a good ball. But yeah, Pogba's intelligent there. He's found the space for Lindelof to play it into his feet. Fred needs to do that a little bit more as well. Twitch is where I play Grand Theft Auto. Kakria. I'm not playing tonight. Tomorrow night. I'll let you know. Oh, here's Brighton. Bit of space on the left-hand side. Don't know what happened there. But Fred's slip. Well, in Pogba's getting some good tackles in, I've seen a good couple of tackles from Pogba so far. That's going to go for a goal kick. The Chronic says, I've noticed that a lot with our players. They don't make space for themselves. They hide behind the other player. And I agree with you on that. I'm going to take a note of that because I've noticed that a lot. Especially with Fred. Lindelof and Maguire are getting the ball and he's not making the angle for them to pass. Well, if you're not making the angle for them to pass, you're the CDM. They can only go to the fullbacks who's going to have the same problem. You're going to force them into hitting a long ball, which isn't, against Brighton's back 3, the long ball isn't good for Rashford and Greenwood. They need it into their feet. So that's a nice little layoff by Fred. And there's a bit of space here for Brighton. We've got to be careful of Brighton on the break. They have got players. And here's Danny Welbeck. Heads it back across. Maguire. And that's a goal kick. Well played, Lindelof. I wish Greenwood would have a go at free kicks. I remember him scoring 2 in the game in his youth. 1 off each foot, says Joshua Bowater. Oh, he's brilliant off both feet. Hi, going for a United win. Cannot understand the lack of respect for De Gea from Ollie and the press. The owners will regret selling. De Gea, fact, says Mohammed Idris. I mean, what I would say about De Gea is he's lost his Spanish spot. Spain have always been a bit funny with De Gea not playing in Spain. And I do think he'll want to go back to Spain. I'm pretty sure that his girlfriend and child are based in Spain. You don't want to be away from that. But he's got a massive contract at United. And if he wants to go back to Spain, the best thing for him would have been to keep playing in the Premier League and then get the move in the summer. I mean, he might be priced out of a move now, or we're going to have to make a massive loss on him. We'll just have to see. If you're playing United stand picks, links in the video description. You can check where you are on the leaderboard. And decent pressing so far, says Dan. I think both teams have been very good at their pressing game so far. Now, where's the support for Luke Shaw here? He's got a 2v2. Fred needs to get across. Cross comes in. Whoa, it's 1-0. It's 1-0 and it's Danny Welbeck. And I tell you what's gone on there? I thought Henderson had made a great save. Fred isn't on the other side for Luke Shaw. I mean, the cameras go towards Dean Henderson. I don't think Dean Henderson's at fault here. I tell you who I think's at fault here. The Natural History Museum statues. It's either Lindelof or Maguire because Welbeck gets 2 headers here. 2 for the price of 1. He's popped down Tesco. He's wanted a freebie and he's got 2. The cross comes in. It's Wan-Bissaka. Oh, it's Wan-Bissaka. It's nothing to do with Lindelof and Maguire. It's Wan-Bissaka. Cross comes in. And Welbeck's got there. Wan-Bissaka's in his sleeping bag asleep. He's headed it straight at Henderson, who's palmed it back to Welbeck. And it's 1-1. It's 1-0. Henderson's a little bit unlucky, to be fair. He saves it with his foot, almost like De Gea would. And Welbeck's followed it in. But first cross, and Wan-Bissaka, he's got that vanishing cream on again. He's disappeared at right back. Positionally, again, Wan-Bissaka just not good enough. Lindelof's not reacted. He's back in the Natural History Museum. He's playing statues. He's like the guy downtown. You know, you give him a little tip for... He may as well have sprayed himself silver. But, yeah, it's the Invisible Man and the statue. Wan-Bissaka, positionally, all over the place. And it's 1-0. Dear, oh dear. First attack for Brighton and they're 1-0 up. Told you, it's not the goalkeeper. The issue isn't the goalkeeper. And check out my tweet. Check out my tweet. That says it all. In fact, I'll read my tweet out. I've basically said this. Told you, British media, the issue isn't the goalkeeper, it's the centre-backs and right-back having the positional sense of a bunch of stuffed camels. And which is true. That goal is about shit positional sense. Yet again, slow reactions from our back four. But we've spent weeks talking about, oh, got to get Hendo in goal. Got to get rid of De Gea. It's got nothing to do with Henderson or De Gea. The defence is crap. It can't mark players. This has been going on all season. And people want to talk about the goalkeeper issue. It's not the goalkeeper issue. The defence has been rubbish all season. We've been talking about Wan-Bissaka tucking in on the back post for ages. We've been talking about Lindelof and Maguire being slow. I mean, this is nothing to do with Maguire. But Lindelof has got to react. We've got a player down injured here for United. I also think, what did I say? Go back and watch what I said. The ball goes out wide to the right. Rashford's not in the picture. And Fred's sprinting across. It's a 2v1 against Luke Shaw. Here's Greenwood on the attack. Gets it wide to Wan-Bissaka. At this point, I hardly even react when we let in silly goals because it's what I've come to expect seeing Maguire and Lindelof on the team sheet, says Oishan. Aaron Wan-Bissaka could have tracked that run better, but as a centre-back, you've got to deal with that ball in the air, says DJ Marshall. I agree. This is not what I asked for from the Easter Bunny, says Xander. And you can't react to that. It's the fault of Aaron Wan-Bissaka who let the legendary Welbeck run across him, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Yeah, I don't think you can really blame the goalkeeper on that one. But we shouldn't be talking about the bloody goalkeeper anyway, because the goalkeeper's not been the issue this season. It's the bloody defence. All season, the issue's been the bloody defence. Back four, Mark, besides Luke Shaw, continues to be a bloody shambles. Debating over the goalkeeper is useless. We have known the real issue all season long, says Frank. Exactly, Frank. Exactly. They've spent weeks talking about a goalkeeping issue that wasn't even the bloody issue. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, not United standards, says Josh Reynolds. Well, you know, where's this conversation been all year about centre-backs and the right-back? I remember playing against Brighton. I mean, look, this is how long this has been going on. Can you remember us playing Brighton at the start of the season, the second game of the season? If you can be asked, go back and watch the highlights of Brighton chances. They were getting so many on the back post. Potter comes up to Old Trafford 8 months later and scores a goal from the same bloody issue we had at their place. Not marking people from the cross from the right-hand side to the left. I also think Luke Shaw gets double teamed there because he's got a 2v1. Where's Rashford? Where's Fred? Honestly, Rashford is not good enough. He's overrated, says M&K Group. We all know it's the fact that McTominay didn't start in the pivot. Sarcasm, says Jonathan Matthews. Well, there's another cross coming here for Brighton. United need to show some bloody character here. Oni's going to use McFred now because of that. Cross comes in again! And Henderson tips it over the bar. That's a corner. Who's marking who here? Is that Dunk? Yeah, it's Dunk. Cross comes in. It's bloody Lindelof again. Well, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka again. Bloody hell. Lindelof's not attacking. It's hit the bar. He didn't hit the bar. Henderson didn't save that. It's hit the bar, I think. It's hit the Denver. United struggling under crosses here. That's Wan-Bissaka again and Lindelof not attacking the ball. Another corner. Henderson flaps at it. Keeper gets it out. Fucking hell, we're looking dodgy here. Looking dodgy under the cross. Brighton showing no respect to the United's ability to deal with the crosses then at the moment. They're pumping them in one after another. And the Brighton are looking the better team. What's happened to that 6-minute press? Hi Mark, does Ollie not understand Bay would have thrown himself at the cross? How many times have we seen Lindelof struggle in the air? All the best, says Akil. People blaming Wan-Bissaka when Lindelof goes high and misses the header 7 out of times. He should get his eye tested for missing so many headers. And we all know it's the... we've done that one as well from Jonathan. Wake up United. It's all gone to shit at the moment, really. It's really gone to shite. We never learn from our mistake. Nagelsmann targeted our right back and Angelino Torres a new one. We don't learn. We seem to make the same mistakes, don't we, all the time? Here's Rashford. It's not a bad ball out to Luke Shaw, that. Dunk better than Maguire, says Aka. More pay, and that'll be a foul by Luke Shaw. Is that Mike Dean is the ref? Yeah. I can't believe somebody in the live comments just said, FIFA just said that's City's title now. Did you genuinely come into this game thinking that we could win the title? I'm intrigued to that. Fred, the worst Brazilian since Stevie Wonder gave his missus a what? A ropey shave. We need to transition faster, says Stephen Atkinson. Agent Welbeck, says Amy Assey. Yeah, formerly of Arsenal as well. But I mean, he's more our player than he was yours. Well, the problem is this, from what I've seen. You've got Maguire on the ball. Where's he going to go? He just keeps giving it Lindelof and sort of passing the book. Fred's got to move. Move closer to the fucking ball, Fred. Stop hiding behind the Brighton player and give him an angle. He's doing it again. Give him a bloody angle to take the ball. Look at Fred there again. He's got to come and take the ball off the back four. Here's Luke Shaw. That's a lovely ball into Pogba. Pogba, go wide. Go wide. Wan-Bissaka's the ball. Wan-Bissaka's the ball. Not Fred. Too slow again. Slowed down again. Brighton have got everyone back in position. We're higher up the pitch, but Brighton have got everyone back in position. Move it forward. Quicker. See, Brighton have got everyone behind the ball here now. Nice ball by Bruno into Pogba. Lovely flick. Oh, nearly kept it to Greenwood. Cavani will pick it up on the far side. And that's gone for a throw into Brighton. Is that a Brighton throw in? What are you doing there, Cavani? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, we're playing like that. English players are important except Shaw, so Stray79. Ollie subs if this stays the same. McFred in the pivot with Pogba on the wing and Rashford Greenwood off. Surely has to use Van der Beek in the pivot in the second half, says Salah Ahmed. Do you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka one-on-one defending has covered up for his positional sense, says Brandon? If I could, well, I will. I will stand up and applaud it. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is one of the best 1v1 defenders in the Premier League. But his positional sense this season has been awful. Let's be honest. And we're being targeted again. We're carrying so much deadwood in this team, says M&K Group. And is across from Luke Shaw. No. We need a more experienced right back with Wan and sell Lindelof for God's sake and get someone who has a better reading of a football match, says Mohamed Idris. Someone needs to show Fred how Busquets plays, says Sean R. We could show him how Mark Noble plays would be a start. Bloody Sean Longstaff from Newcastle would be a start. Brighton are, you know what? Brighton are a good footballing side as well. They haven't got the quality of players that we've got, but they're well coached. And they know where to be on the football pitch. Mark, the media kept talking about the stupid things like the goalkeeper issue all season when the real problems at this club are playing a 6 and the back, says Noel. Well, we're definitely not playing a back 6 today. If anything, we're playing a back 4 and the midfield 2 aren't coming deep enough. I mean, Pogba is, but Fred's just not helping him out. That's good from Luke Shaw. Pogba's found the space, you see. And then there's the early ball. You know, that's good. It doesn't work, but that's good. Pogba gets the ball quick. He plays the ball quick. It doesn't come off. But that will reap the rewards. I genuinely think Burnley is better attacking team than us at the moment, says Callum Turner. Well, thanks for that, Sean. I mean, a bit unlucky today. We were 2-0 up. Wood scored a penalty, and bloody Tarkovsky, he was round my house last night. We had one too many Easter eggs, and we blew it. But I'll take the compliment. Wide ball. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Here's Brighton again. Welbeck. We are defensively weak, though. I'll argue that with anybody. We are defensively weak, and that is the problem. Amazingly, we've gone from a good first 5-minute press to 25 minutes and 1-0 down. The game just moves so quick from United. It's like the first few minutes we start a game quite well, and then we bloody don't, to be absolutely blunt. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Oh, lovely play there. Was that Trossard again? Lovely play. He's into the box here. Fucking hell. He's giving a goal kick. Sharath Kamath Fitness says, Mark, let's say we ignore the board and winning titles. Is it wrong to expect better football? I can't believe this team puts me to sleep, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. There's no excuse for us not to play good football. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you've got people like Amad Diallo. You've got Donny van der Beek on the bench. There's a corner here. What the fuck's gone on there? We had a goal kick. How we ended up with a corner? What's Wan-Bissaka just done there? Well, let me just see what happens with this corner. Salah Ahmed says, hypothetical, wouldn't Danny van der Beek have done well against Brighton as they're a pressing team? Spot on, Salah. Mark, in the 2008 transfer window, you chose to sign Lindelof instead of Van Dijk. We didn't speed him out. We didn't. He chose Liverpool, didn't he? Cross comes in again. And Henderson, he's dropped it! He's dropped it! Oh my God. Brighton nearly scoring again. That's the second time they put it on Henderson, and he's been, I think it could have been a foul both times really, but the refs played it on. Thoughts? Bruno has had the biggest impact on the team. I think he started to fade away with this team. Thoughts, says Pranav. I really want to know what patterns are played in our team practice. What's our Ali's tactics to counter a well-drilled ball-playing team, says Nitin. And is that why Ollie plays McFred? If we don't seal the defence, we will be 10th. So much space for Brighton to play into, says Yazza Said. But this is why he picks McFred, you know. He picks McFred because of things like that. Because he's terrified of teams getting at us. Mark, when would you bring Donny and Ahmed on, says M&K Group? And relegation sides in England are that desperate to avoid championship that they end up playing like prime Real Madrid. I mean, Henderson's just dropped that. Fucking hell. Under no pressure, he's dropped that. Got away with it there. Fucking hell. It's a nightmare performance, isn't it, really? Nobody's playing well for United. Here's Pogba. Come on. Get it going a bit, lads. Bruno to Shaw. That's going to go out. Oh, no, he's kept it in. Well done. Need to bloody wake up. 28 minutes gone. Bruno missing so far, not in the right position, says Steve Thomas. I think the problem again is that we've got the right players, but it's the same United. We're not getting the ball. I mean, look, we've got the ball, but everyone's behind the ball for Brighton. You're not going to create the space when you're moving the ball too slow. We're still moving the ball too slow. You can't beat a pub team. How are you going to beat us in the finals, says Amy Assey. And I've said it from earlier, you can see the difference in coaching here, don't you think, says Hashim. Well, yeah, you can, yeah. Of course you can. We need to bring Agallo on, says Bloom. I don't think there's anything wrong with what Cavani's doing, to be fair. We're just not creating chances. Nice ball into... Oh, oh no, it's a foul on Bruno. Druv says Henderson versus De Gea. Who's wrong now? Well, we've got no excuses. We've got no, don't start telling me we miss Martial, because everyone's wanted Martial to be sold. So who are we missing? I mean, Ricky is sat there going, I've told you, Fleck. Dan James in this game and we'd be winning 6-0. Matic on, be 7. It's Cavani's fault, Mark. He doesn't seem impressed, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Basuma single-handedly bossing the midfield, says Mike S. Well, you know what? It's been hard to keep an eye on Basuma because you're obviously keeping an eye on the team in red. I always find it a little bit difficult to keep an eye on an opposition player. I know we say it a lot. Oh, keep an eye on Basuma because he's playing for the opposition. But you don't keep an eye on Basuma because you're too busy keeping an eye on red players in red. But the fact that their midfield is winning the midfield battle shows you that he's playing well. Although Rashford's just sent him back to Brighton there. And then they overpower him. That's a good ball out by Brighton. Well played. Bruno makes a good tackle. Cavani, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Fred have been crap. I would put Williams on for Wan-Bissaka. At least he can cross the ball. Sean, I agree with you. I mean, look, I'm not Brandon Williams' biggest fan. I think a loan move is definitely what he needs. But he should have played some more games of football this season. He really should have done. Like, Wan-Bissaka has not set the world on fire by any means, and he should have had some even Twan Sebi could have played at right back. Now here we go, Cavani. We've ended up with a 3v2. It's not a great ball into Rashford. We had a bit of a break on there. Bruno with the cross, headed away. Better from United. It's funny how a Ferrari can't beat Brighton, says Danny Reeves. No, I'm not convinced Rashford looks totally fit, do you? Mark, we are missing a good coaching setup to play quicker football. Brighton is a key example of this, says Ayu. Bruno. Oh, he could have had a bloody penalty there. One of the teams is well drilled. The other relies on individual brilliance, says Evacuate. Here's Greenwood. Well run back by Cavani. Have a shot, Pogba. Go on. That's not going to go to anybody. Where's the pressure? Pressure him, bloody hell. Cavani's ran 20 metres to pressure him. Rashford was 10 metres away. Where's the pressure? I'm not convinced Rashford's match fit. Doesn't look match fit, does he? They've just put it... Well, there he is on the screen. He doesn't look match fit, Rashford. Aaron Wan-Bissaka seems to be a one-trick pony with his one-on-one tackling. Can't head the ball, can't mark players, says Pranav. Bad pass by Wan-Bissaka there as well. Look at that. Keeper just passing it out to the Brighton fullback. No pressure. Lovely ball down the line. Quick play by Brighton. Lovely play by Morpay. Look at the way Brighton are playing football here. They're embarrassing us at the moment. Confidently, whether it's their centre back, their left back, their goalkeeper, their front players, never pressured. Oh, look at Basuma there, just leaves Bruno. They're so assured on the ball. I mean, I'd take Basuma now. I'd sign him up now. I've seen enough. Confident on the ball, wants the ball, comes and gets the ball. Not ashamed to, not scared if he's got a bit of pressure. Offside there. I think we're missing a manager with stature, says Druv. It's a long way to go to say we're going to lose this game, but at the moment, we're not doing anywhere near enough to win it. Mark, the team isn't coached to press. Hold on, here's Rashford. Into Bruno. Oh, that's going for a goal kick. Mark, the team isn't coached to press. It's just the newer players that have been into teams that press. Cavani, Bruno. It's second nature to them, says Uber Melon. Our movement off the ball is so slow, says Jordan Search. Imagine City have won the domestic treble and face Liverpool in the Champions League final for the quadruple. Who do you want to win? Saeed, Liverpool. I don't want City to win the treble. I'd like to see that goal again. Definitely Wan-Bissaka at fault, but I personally think Lindelof might have done a little bit better as well. I don't know what everybody thinks on that goal. I think Henderson's looked a bit shaky under the cross, but I wouldn't blame him for the goal. Here's Luke Shaw. So Bruno. That's a Greenwood. Use the ball. A lovely ball by Greenwood. Come on, Wan-Bissaka. We want a good cross. Nope. It's like wanting a PS5. It's not going to happen. Ten minutes to go to half time. Another bad ball out there wide. The passing's been dreadful again, hasn't it, really? But Brighton have got something to hold on to now. Pogba with the little dink. Keeper comes and gets it. United are playing it, teaching it like a training match, says Maredi. And Mark, as usual, this team is missing moments of class from Pogba or Bruno. What are the media going to ask Ollie now? They've interfered with our club, says Andy and Bruno. Well, hopefully they can start focusing on things that really matter instead of goalkeepers now. I agree, Mark. Marcus hasn't been injury-free all season, in my opinion. Freddie's like a 13-year-old playing with under-11s, nowhere to be seen, bullied on the ball. And we are second in the league. Harry Potter is 16th, says John Bravo. Rashford plays a game and offers nothing. Mark, Rashford looks like he's carrying an injury. James plays a great game. Mark, James offers nothing, says Michael Hawkes. Nothing to say about that. You've had your say. I disagree, but there you go. See, this is my issue. Luke Shaw's got the ball and look at Fred. He's turning his back. He's saying, come on, bring it forward. You've got to take the ball, mate. Here we go again. Lindelof, give him a pass. Thank God he's done it. That's your job, mate. You've got to take the ball off Lindelof and Maguire. You see, we do it and we end up on a bloody attack. Here's Bruno. Lays it off. Pogba. Wide. See, we end up with a shot on goal because Fred does what he's not been doing for the last half an hour. Comes and takes the ball off Lindelof instead of turning his back and walking away. Good play between Rashford and Shaw, and it ends up with a chance for Pogba. Tell you, if Fred starts doing that more, coming and taking the ball off the back four, we'll make more chances. Oh, look at Fred again here. He's going to get booked. 37 minutes gone. United have got no shots on target. Brighton have had 3, says Luke Jones. Got Granada on Thursday night. It's a free kick. Oh no, see, it's a throw-in. I would have played. I would use Van der Beek, yeah, especially in a game like this. I think it suits him perfectly. But you know, we know the man is. Another corner here. I'm not Ollie out, but even a blind man would be asleep. I'm starting to give up on Ollie, but we'll wait till May, says Mohammed Idris. Well, we're sat here as armchair supporters, which is very easy. But I do watch the game, as I'm sure many of you do. And I don't just watch the game like thinking about what I'm going to have for my tea afterwards or what I'm going to watch on Netflix. I actually watch the shape of the game. And too many times you've seen Fred and Maguire with the ball. Not Fred and Maguire. I wish it was bloody Fred. Lindelof and Maguire with the ball. And there's no pass for them to make because Fred's not making the right run. Nice ball here by Maguire. Sorry, not Maguire. Greenwood. And it's a free kick on Bruno. Against Bruno for a foul on Lallana. But yeah, it's... you've got to move the ball quick. I mean, I'm fed up of seeing Maguire and Lindelof on the ball and Fred turning his back on them and saying, yeah, bring it forward. You're the player that's got to help them bring it forward. And of course, by the time you've slowed the attack down then, like Brighton have got everyone in position, we don't move the ball quick enough. We're a bit crap really, aren't we, Mark, says Joshua Bowater. Tactically, we're getting out to tactics here. Worst thing is, Ollie will say we played fantastic, says Carl Brown. Have to work hard to win this game, you know, now. I think we can win, but after 40 minutes, there's no hint that we're going to win this game. There's no element of deserving to win the game. I still think we can win the game, but we're going to have a very, very good second half. I mean, look, if I'm making substitutions in a game like this against a team that's much quicker than us to the ball, passing the ball around very, very well, the last player I'm thinking about bringing on is Matic or McTominay. You know, you need to get control of this game, you need to play football. Now, if we bring Matic or McTominay on, then we're trying to... yellow card here, surely, yeah. If we bring Matic or McTominay on, we're trying to go physical. And that's not the way to do it. I'd be bringing on a Van der Beek, yeah, 100%. But he won't play Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno in the same team, and I don't know why. Better a cool truth than a comfortable delusion. Edward Abbey, I have woken up to the truth. Ollie is limiting us. Soon we will find out. United bigger than Ollie, says Sharath Kamath. And I've supported Ollie the whole time, but it's time to go. We play terrible football. Never there is a game plan. Ollie is never on the touchline managing. Nap time, wake me up if we complete a pass, says Sean Atwood. That's a lovely ball by Pogba into Wan-Bissaka. That's the sort of quick movement you want because Brighton are worried then. Greenwood in the box. Oh, he's been out crowded again. But look at Brighton, the way they're not nervous to take it down. Look at that. Passing out from the back. Fantastic from Brighton here. Under pressure. And they've played it in. Trossard up against Maguire. That's from back to front by Brighton. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic there. We had them under pressure and they've passed their way through all the way back to Dean Henderson. Fast as well. They've done it really quick. Here's Luke Shaw. 2 minutes to half time. I can't believe how quick this second half has gone. The first half. That needed to go to Pogba. What are you taking? You can lead a horse to water, but if they don't play the pass, that needed to go to Pogba from Rashford there. And he passes backwards. That's a good ball by Fred. Oh my God. Oh, that's better by Fred, I must say. Ow. Just bloody crossed my legs and caught something. Please subscribe, bottom right corner, by the way. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got match reaction show afterwards where you can do your player ratings. I think if you did it at half time, it would be funny to see. We've also got the fan forum coming up after my match reaction as well. Morning show every morning at 10 a.m. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved with the channel. We're on the road to 13,000. Well, 1,013,000. So let's see if we can hit that tonight. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Brighton just pinging it around as standard here. Rinsler says, really do see the difference. We have no quality compared to City and Bayern. Got no quality compared to Brighton. Forget Bayern. How we turned our nose up at Pochettino to keep Ollie is mind-blowing, says Peter McLaren. And how are we blaming Fred for everything? It's not like Rashford or Greenwood have made good decisions on the ball or Pogba's made amazing passes, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. I think Fred's been better in the last 5 minutes. Oh, God. Lindelof could have been in big trouble there. Brighton on the attack again. And that'll be a throw-in. They were very nearly in for 2-0 here. Watch this. Ball goes in. Lallana makes the run. Lindelof dives in desperately. And Maguire with a last-ditch tackle. Because otherwise that would have been more pay. Good tackle by Harry Maguire. What the hell is happening to Man United? We're terrible, says M&K Group. That's a corner. It is a corner for Brighton here with 2 minutes added on. And we've struggled from corners. They've put it on Henderson a couple of times and he spilt it. Iron Fizz just said Cavani's done. I mean, we haven't noticed a lot from Cavani. 4 corners at Old Trafford to our 1 for Brighton. They've had 4 corners to our 1. I'll repeat it. It's not good enough, is it? Cross comes in. It's not such a good one. Oh, it's just shot wide. It goes for another corner. Every corner Brighton have put in, they've had a chance from it. Who's winning these corners? Who's attacking the ball? That's not even a high ball. That's bouncing around in your box and a Brighton player gets a shot off. Cavani's not had a sniff. Haaland wouldn't have one either, says Jack Jones. Mark, I have a theory for our 6-minute press. We start good, then after the first attack we concede. We realise how bad we are defensively, says Panka. Cross comes in again. Cavani heads it away. Being honest with myself, I think Brighton could have been in for top 4 this season if they had Shaw, Pogba, Bruno. Potter is a better coach. Glazers out, says Sam Rahan. And Mark, Ollie is not good enough, never been good enough, says Tariq. How can you have such good players and still play boring football? Sean, we've heard about who. So got 30 seconds to go in this first half here. Well, we're going to be 1-0 down at half time. Absolutely no urgency from United. I mean, that's a bloody joke in itself. That to me typifies this half. Luke Shaw's got the ball in the Brighton half. Probably 10 seconds of the half to go. Passes it back to Harry Maguire because nothing's going on ahead of him. Like, it's the last attack of the half. Whip it into the box. Play a forward pass, but there's nothing there. It's just shambolic from United in that half, to be honest with you. Mason Greenwood did hit the post, but it would have been a moment of individual brilliance. It was a shot through a massive crowd. It wasn't even a chance. He just did very, very well with it. But we're 1-0 down, deservedly 1-0 down. And look, you see him walking off, Carrick and Solskjaer, and the reality is, at the moment, lads, you're getting schooled by Harry Potter. Harry Potter's dad. And it ain't good enough. It's not good enough. There's no excuses with that 11. I'm sorry. I look at that 11. I think it's a better 11 than I've seen for a few weeks. It's playing like the same as the 11 we had against Leicester. The tempo's too slow. The movement of the ball is too slow. And there's no urgency. There's no innovation. We're not stretching Brighton. They're getting back into position and they're covering the spaces exactly like Leicester did. and then they're hitting us. And they've had four or five corners. We've had one. The goal is because of poor defending again. How many goals have we conceded this season because of poor defending? And we've done it again. We've looked defensively shaky again. You just wonder whether Solskjaer spent all week deciding whether to drop De Gea for Henderson. And really, he should have spent all week talking about the fucking defence in the midfield and sorting that out, because it doesn't matter whether it's De Gea or Henderson in goal. It's what happens outside. The goalkeeper's not the issue. The issue is the way we're playing football, and just not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. Totally deserved from Brighton to be 1-0 up at this moment in time, and we're gonna have to turn it around in the second half. Flex, give us your thoughts.
Just so poor, isn't it? That serves me right for trying to be positive after the international break, trying to get on a buzz. Let me not go with my usual sensible prediction in terms of we can't break down low blocks, we don't keep the ball well enough, all the things that we do wrong. Let me just come with a bit of positivity out of the international break, and then you get brought back down to earth straight away. This is why. I agree with what you just said there. You look at the starting 11, it's almost the best starting 11 we can put out there.
Do you blame it on the players? Or do you blame it on the coaching?
I blame it. It's a combination, but I blame it on us, our lack of system being exposed, and we're being exposed by a system being played against us. It's as simple as that. Brighton, first 10 minutes we actually looked quite lively. I thought we were very good. I thought it was very good, actually, up until Mason Greenwood hit the post. But we don't recover from the defensive error. Wan-Bissaka caught ball watching, let Danny Welbeck get in. Paul Pogba gave the ball away cheaply as well. Yeah, Fred maybe couldn't get to the ball properly because Mike Dean was there, but no, it was just a shit pass from Paul Pogba. He's given the ball away pretty much every time he's got it. Mason's given it away a couple of times. Wan-Bissaka's given it away. Bruno's trying Hollywood balls all the time. We're just not playing very well on top of that, and we are out of ideas against the stubborn Brighton, who've got the three centre-halves with the wing-backs. And they're playing some saucy football. We said we do know this. Or no, I know I predicted a clean sheet, a 2-0 win, which obviously isn't going to happen now. But like I said on the Instagram live earlier to some fans, like Brighton can play good football, and they will make it difficult for us. You give them a goal to hang on to as well, and they're still playing their football. And like you said, putting pressure on us from corners as well, winning corners first of all because they're getting at us, asking more questions, playing better. So yeah, we've got a big hole to dig ourselves out of, man. And it's crap. It's really, really poor. Really poor.
It's so frustrating because we're second in the league, and it's not the time to start. Well, it is the time if you want to do it. We're second in the league. We lost badly to Leicester. 2 weeks. You come back from an international break. I can't see any difference. And
no reaction.
I like the 11, but the team's playing the same way. We're not moving the ball. I see Maguire and Lindelof on the ball, and that allows Brighton to get back in position. And then the chance to catch them out is gone. You've then got to try and pass your way through, but Fred and Pogba are not coming to get the ball, and Maguire and Lindelof are like, I don't know what to do. Luke Shaw's like having to pass it back a lot. Rashford doesn't look fit to me. Greenwood, Cavani may as well be sat on the bench having a chat with De Gea with his arm around him saying, are you all right, David? Because he's not, nothing's happening for him.
Can't get the ball. Yeah.
Bruno has been wasteful. Pogba's been wasteful. Maybe they're pushing it too hard. But what annoys me is, we had a good first 6 minutes. 6 minutes, I agree with it, but it wasn't like Brighton had a bad 6 minutes. It was quite an open, energetic game.
Exactly.
And then
they
score, and our reaction for 25 minutes is it's almost like they're waiting for half time to see what Ollie's going to do.
It's non-existent. There is no reaction. Nothing. And the most concerning thing is like you said there, that we're looking at that team and we're happy with that out of what we've got. It is. Ricky would argue that Dan James should be playing there instead of Greenwood, but other than that, that's pretty much our best team, and to see us play like that, it just exposes what people who are Ollie out say. It's a fact. It exposes our lack of system, because it's one thing if the individuals within the system don't play well because they try that Hollywood ball, they try that killer pass that doesn't come off, or they misplace a pass. That's one thing. That is player accountability. But if you play in a way that sustains attacks and you play in a way that instantly gets you the ball back in a second wave, a third, a fourth, a fifth wave, that puts the other team under pressure and pulls them out of position because you play in that way, in that system, it legislates for individual errors, people having poor games. because more than likely you're going to recycle the ball into a positive position. And we don't do that. We don't do that. And we definitely don't do it often enough. We did it for the first 6, 7 minutes. And then we make a mistake and we concede. And then we've got no more gears to go up. And I don't think we win this game unless a penalty happens or a flash of, unless there's a flash of brilliance. I could be completely wrong, but I look at that. I don't see us coming out of halftime and being a complete turnaround and we go on to win the game 2-1, 3-1. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But this is one of the biggest deficiencies.
I think you'll bring McTominay on. I mean,
for Fred.
Yeah. Which is just not the right move. You're playing. There was one point in that second half, in the first half, and people who were watching the first half will remember it. We actually got a lovely ball out to Wan-Bissaka. Crap cross, I think, came in, and Brighton are under a little bit of pressure. And then the next thing I know, they're on the attack, and I'm like, here's the goal. Wait a minute. Cross goes. Fred's too slow getting across. Luke Shaw's double teamed. Cross comes in. Lindelof has a look. Wan-Bissaka has a look. They're both looking at Welbeck.
Yeah, but he's behind. Yeah. Lindelof at least is behind him. Wan-Bissaka can see.
Lindelof's got caught under the ball. Yeah,
it's just a calamity of errors.
Lindelof's caught under the ball. Wan-Bissaka position. I said this. We played Brighton in September, and they had loads of chances on Wan-Bissaka's side.
That time it was Solly March who kept getting in every single time. Remember, and he just kept getting in and in and in. That same crossfield ball just kept doing us, and we get undone by it. No, we're not learning exactly, but not learning.
Going back to what I was saying there. I mean, look, I can only applaud Brighton. To me, they were under pressure. And the next thing I know, they're up the other end. And it wasn't that we didn't put them under pressure. They're just so assured in passing it out and, laying it off. And they're stretching us and we're not stretching them. And ultimately, I would agree, on this performance, we are being out-coached by a manager with a cheap squad when we've got a very expensive squad. That's embarrassing because it's not even 11 against 11. Our 11 is way better than theirs on paper, and yet they're outplaying us. That's embarrassing.
They're well drilled. They're well coached. Exactly, and this is where you can't defend that. You can't defend the undefendable, the inexcusable. You look at what's going on. You look at our squad and how good the players are in it as individuals, but they're not a good team. Do you know what I mean? They're not a well-oiled machine that can produce consistency in the level of performance. They might be able to produce. You could argue and say, well, they're second, so they must have some sort of consistency. Yeah, all right, cool. The way we've been nicking games, individual brilliance. We've got good players. We're always going to score decent goals at some stage. But we don't perform as a team consistently well. And when we make mistakes and then we go 1-0 down as well, that's when we really struggle. Because now Brighton, yes, they already started in that shape, but now they're even more confident in that shape. And not even to the point where they're just sitting there camped out, hooking it out for corners and throw-ins. Like you said, they're using the ball well. They're playing through us in midfield. Something is fundamentally wrong with how we set up and how we play.
5 corners to our 1. I'm just going to quickly pop to the toilet, but I wanted to ask you before I go. 1-0 down. Second half, what's going to happen and what changes would you make?
I can't see us going gears up. We need something individual to happen, which is the story of this team. We need something individual to happen. We need a Paul Pogba fantastic pass, put it on a plate. We need a flash of brilliance from Bruno or a flash of brilliance from Rashford or a good cross from Luke Shaw. I can't see it coming from pressure. I think the game will be quite easy unless there's a turning point. It's quite difficult to pinpoint what to do. You could easily say, bring James on because you need a proper winger there and stuff like that. Or you could say, bring McTominay on for Fred. But it's much of a muchness. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Cavani can't touch the ball because we can't get the ball in there. What needs to change is the intensity, and what needs to change is how we're moving the ball. And we have to look after it better. We've got to look after it better. I think the players that are on the pitch are capable of playing better than that, 100%. But you look to the bench and it's like, well, we're all saying at the beginning of the game, that's pretty much the team, guys. Like, it's not like you can just say, Ahmad should have started. That's why there's nothing down the right-hand side and stuff. And I said it before about Wan-Bissaka. Poor on the ball. Awful on the ball. Keep giving it away. He gave it away. I think it was halfway through that first half as well that led to another chance from them. Obviously got caught looking straight at Welbeck. He's looking right at him. Lets him get the run on him. Not good enough. Mason Greenwood, edge of the box, misplaces a pass. not patient enough. Bruno, same thing. Pogba gave the ball away that led to the goal. Just really messy play. Someone said there, Donny van der Beek in. You could put Van der Beek against alongside Pogba, but is that really going to be the answer in this type of game? An unconfident Donny van der Beek? I'm not so sure. I think the answer is going to have to come from the players there, because it wasn't like, someone's having a 0 out of 10 and need to be hooked. It was more of, as a team, they're clueless, and that to me says wonders about the coaching team. Akash says, why so many of our passes are in the air? Thank you so much, Akash. I said loads of times, I was like, just get the ball on the deck. Even 15-yard passes are on the knee of the players and not the foot. I'm so disappointed with Pogba and Bruno today.
What do you think?
100%.
Sorry.
100%. Well, Akash just said there, why are so many passes in the air? I've been saying it so many times. He said even 15-yard passes are to the knee of the player and not the foot. It's just not crisp. It's not. We're just doing silly things. I said it to Bruno, I think it was. It's like, get the ball on the deck.
But
play ball. Get a ball.
You've got to put the players down a little bit to that. I mean, it is coaching, but
it's them. No, that's them.
Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Mason Greenwood, Cavani, they should be able to pass the ball 5 yards. I mean, look, all right,
exactly.
if they're playing with Pep as their coach, they're going to be drilled better, but you've still got to make the passes. I mean, look, I have to talk about it. I didn't think it was relevant anyway by the media over the last couple of months, but they drove the agenda. We spoke about it a lot before the game. Henderson, De Gea. I mean, to be fair, Henderson's looked really shaky, hasn't he?
Yeah, the goal's not his fault. He can't do anything about that.
No.
Point blank header, and then the rebound comes back. But yeah, he came from that corner. Routine. He has it, catches it, drops it. I don't understand. And
it's
he did look a bit shaky in that moment.
Really? The media drove this. It's become a big thing. And I'm so happy. I'm not happy that we're losing, but I'm so happy. We both said the media have been driving this for ages. It's been built up into a big thing that never needed to happen. What really should have been focused on, 3 questions about De Gea and Henderson in the press conference out of 8. No questions about our positional sense as a defence. No question about how many goals we concede from crosses because of defenders. We don't concede goals from crosses because of the goalkeeper. Like, Henderson can't come for that cross. It's, I reckon if we conceded that goal, somebody would have said, well, if Hendo was in goal, he would have come and
He's more commanding.
You can't come and... I've actually heard people say, well, some of these crosses we've conceded, it's because De Gea don't come for crosses. Hendo would have come for it. Well, we've seen one today. You can't come for those crosses. You've got to defend them. And they can't defend them, and that's the problem. But people think they know ball. They're like, yeah, so many crosses, Hendo would have come for him and De Gea doesn't. You can't. No. You've got to defend the cross. Not in those. Not in those. The defender's got to do better. And another thing, speaking of defenders, what is really pissing me off is you see them setting up Brighton on their set pieces. Obviously, you've got Lewis Dunk in there. I'm looking at it, I'm going, why is Luke Shaw on Lewis Dunk? Maguire, pull rank, I don't care. And this is from a deep free kick where we're not doing zonal, we just got the line that kind of goes across the box. I don't care. Maguire, you say, I'm going on their best header of the ball. And what happened? Lewis Dunk got the header onto the crossbar, or Dean Henderson tipped it onto the crossbar, whatever. No accountability. It just isn't there. So, less about Dean Henderson. I hear what you're saying, because it's nothing to do with Dean Henderson should have come, he should have done this, he should have done that. It's much of a muchness. It just proves that we're not miles better with him there. We're not. But this is going to be an uncomfortable half. It's going to be. I don't. Not unless a flash of brilliance happens to put them on the back foot. I can't see it. I don't think we're going to go on to win. I think it's going to be the same pattern of play. Graham Potter and those guys at Brighton, they know what they're doing in terms of keeping that shape. And like I said in commentary, they got a result at Liverpool. They played well at Manchester City in that shape. They know the shape, So I can't see us winning the game. I can't. I don't think we got it in us. I agree. I think we can win this game, but if we're going to win this game, it's going to be maybe a penalty and a Cavani cross header. Yeah. It's not going to be because we take control of the game. We can win the game, but we will win the game in a way that's not good play, if you know what I mean.
100%. And my God, I hope that we're proved wrong. I hope that we look at it and say, wow, they really turned it up second half. Brighton didn't do anything, and we got the 3-1 win. But I can't see them dropping off like that. They're fighting for their lives, fighting to get away from that relegation zone and do their thing. And they got a good manager and they play good football. And we're suffering from that because we don't play good football. So Simple as that.
Okay, mate. Well, we'll get you on the fan reaction, fan forum match of the afterwards, and let's hope we've turned it around, got a win.
Yeah, nice one.
All right, speak to you in a bit, pal.
All right, cool.
And there, the timer has kicked in as well. So 1-0 is the score at the moment to Brighton. We need to see a better United in the second half. We should have seen a better United in the first half, to be honest. There aren't really many excuses for that sort of a performance that I want to talk about. But we've got to move the ball quicker, and already at the start of the second half, we're knocking it around between the centre backs. Like if you have a chat at half time and you've told them to move the ball forward better, then you've got to come out and do it. Now here's Rashford into the box, good tackle. Can we all agree now Ollie isn't learning on the job, he's just in a job doing his thing and hoping for the best, says Nick P. United have better players in every position. Brighton are playing with 2 attacking midfielders at wing-back. Problem is coaching, says Gareth Harwood. And can we give Cavani some credit for being the oldest player we have yet, the only one constantly running around, says Michael. And look, I'm very rarely going to be critical of the number 9 in a United shirt, whether it's Cavani, Greenwood or Martial or Rashford, because it's a graveyard shift. If you miss a load of chances, you're going to get criticised. But realistically, they don't get any service, and they spend loads and loads of time not getting in. It's Luke Shaw with a cross there, but nothing happens with it. We lack width. We need a winger. We need DJ to come on. Simple as that. No banter, says Yazza Said. And why so many of our passes are in the air, even 15-yard passes, says Akash, which I think Flex spoke about, which is very, very true. Little bit of a quicker start from United here, second half. Let's hope we can keep it up longer than 6 minutes. That's what she said. Everyone wants Martial sold, but what would Haaland do in this game? Fans, media blame the striker, but they don't get any service, says Ravine. It's basic people watching football, really, because goals are what they look at, but the reality is you don't score goals if you don't create chances. Old man's curse every weekend where 2 or more teams in the top 4 lose, we go on to lose as well. Just shocking complacency, says Etienne. Well, I suppose that's probably quite a good point, isn't it? If we don't win this game. Player ratings will be coming out in about 20 minutes. I mean, I'm hoping United are going to improve in that 20 minutes because some of these players are going to get absolute pelters as player ratings, aren't they? Let's be honest. It's been very uninspiring from United, and to be fair, Brighton have been good. What's the excuse? What is the excuse? And I think the tactic of the second half is for the centre backs to push higher up the pitch with the ball, because it's too slow though. Even now it's too slow. Everyone takes a touch. You notice United don't play first touch football. It's always 1 or 2 touches before they play the pass. Like nobody moves the ball quick. And I don't know whether that's because they're not capable of doing it, or it's because the player that they're trying to get it to wouldn't know what to do with it. But we don't play first touch football, and it's really frustrating because even Bruno doesn't do it. Pogba doesn't do it. Cross comes in, cleared away. Lindelof. See, he's always going to go to Pogba, so why not go to Pogba a little bit quicker? And Danny Welbeck nicks it. And there's an overlap here on that side. If Danny Welbeck sees it and he doesn't, United get away with it a little bit there because Wan-Bissaka was not going to get back. And Brighton go back to the keeper. I'd rather get a new centre-back than a striker, Tex. I mean, look, we've got a good striker playing today. He's about as useful as 2 left feet. If he had 2 left feet, he'd fall over. I shouldn't. About as useful as a chocolate teapot. Festive, but not festive. Easter, chocolate. Could have done loads of jokes about chocolate. Well, somebody just said there, Joseph said that Bruno's United level. I'll give a shout out to one of our moderators, Paul Robinson. He said this about a year ago. He said, how long will it be before Bruno drops down to United level? And what he said was, so many players come into United and play well for the first few months, and then they get sucked down to the level of the coaching and the players that we've got. And is that not happening with Bruno now? He's starting to get, the honeymoon's over. And instead of the players playing up to his level, that he's being dropped down. NBC announcer at half-time said, what kind of pelting will Ollie have for his team? And I just chuckled, says Mario. Dan James is warming up. Pogba. Bruno. That's better. Come on. Move the ball a bit quicker. Go on, Luke. Attack the space. It's always so laboured. Look, like Rashford there. He's coming. I just get so frustrated with the way we play, and it must be on the training ground. It's so slow. Like we're not looking to do. We're like, you know what we're like? We're like a Serie A team from the early 90s. It's so slow. It really is Chuckle Brother football. To me, to you, to me, no, to you, to me, to you. Rashford straight at the keeper. I was going to say something amazing. You can only come on as a sub before the 85th minute if you have a British passport, apparently, says Nathan Brown. But the thing is, I know Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, if you put them in a Man City team, they'll move the ball quick. Like, they're doing what they've been coached to do. Look at this again. Like, where's this going? Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, right? Okay, where's he going to go? Back to the halfway line. It's this. Too many touches. It's always too many touches. What happens is they control the ball. They'll run into space. They'll stop. They'll pass it back. When Shaw and Rashford combo isn't working, when we have no creativity on the left, centre-backs are too slow and we've got no right winger, says David Gardner. And Ricky's criticism of Greenwood against Leicester, he passes the ball without taking a touch. Take a touch and pass the ball. Ridiculous. That's from Shavim. Why is McSauce warming up? What's he going to do? Says Salah Ahmed. He's going to put a bit of passion in the shirt. I mean, look, he's going to bring McTominay and James on, isn't he? That's what he's going to do. Do you think Pogba looks match fit? You may as well switch to line of duty at 9 o'clock. Well, I'm a bit sad to miss that tonight, but I'll watch it afterwards, mister. Well, I'll probably watch it in the morning now. We already know McTominay's coming on for a more creative player, says Josh Canning. But just so easy to play against. Like 10 minutes of this half has gone already and we've done nothing. We've created nothing. A shot from Rashford from 30 yards out is not really creating anything, is it? It's a moment of brilliance if he scores it in the top corner, but it's not, you can't keep relying on things like that. It's just so slow. I want to understand what train of thought in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's head leads him to thinking James and McTominay will change his game for us, says Chipak. Well, especially when you've got Amad Diallo and Donny van der Beek on the bench. I mean, I've got to be blunt here. Do you think if Pep Guardiola's losing to Brighton, he's going to go, Dan and Scott, get your kit off over Van der Beek and Diallo? Never going to happen, is it? Klopp's not going to do it either. I've supported Ollie all the way, but I think no more, says M&K Group. Well, look, moment of reality, we are second in the league and in a Europa League quarter-final. So I think, you know, talk of Ollie out would be still premature for me. But the football's inexcusable tonight. There's no excuse. Luke Shaw with the cross. Harry Maguire. Lindelof. They've cleared it, and it's a foul anyway. But all this talk of Pogba wanting to sign a new contract at United, why? Why would you ever want to do that, Paul? For what reason would you want to do that? That's a nice little layoff by Rashford, but Bruno gets tackled by Basuma. Again, I think Basuma's been fantastic for Brighton. Best midfielder on the pitch. Ball distribution, tackling. I think he's shown, and he actually is playing as their CDM, isn't he, as well? I think some people think Basuma's a box-to-box player, but he's shown tonight that he can play at... I've come into the wrong screen here. That he can play as a CDM as well. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're getting close to 1,013,000. We're only 470 away, so bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We've got the match reaction afterwards, the fan forum with KG, Flex and the lads as well. You can do your player ratings live every morning at 10 o'clock with the Man United News Show, 8 o'clock at night with the other shows as well. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Fred's like playing that game of triangles here. Brighton are just passing it around. I hope they prove me wrong, but with overrated English players and playing average foreign players, we'll never win anything. We won't finish top 4, says DK. I think we'll finish top 4 this year. I think having the points on the board helps. Nice little ball by Lindelof, back post. Bruno. That's gone out. He's won a corner. Won a corner. Mark, we look out of ideas. Bruno has definitely come down to our level. It has happened with too many players. We look horrible, says Vignesh. And Shiraz says, we got to Europa League quarter-final, getting knocked out from the Champions League, being top of the table, don't forget. And Ollie out campaign is making a lot of sense, says Ozzy. Well, it's another corner for United. At least it shows we're having a bit of momentum, because we had 1 corner in the first half. We've had 2 in the second half. So there's a bit of momentum. Bruno with a cross, headed away. Approaching the 60-minute mark. He should be looking to make a few subs here, as he learns about that. Rash says, there's not been many words on Bruno's bad performance. I think, mate, I don't know why you're individually going after players. I think, tell me somebody who's played well. Like, I don't think there's any need to be highlighting individual bad performances. They've all been bad. There's not been a good performance from United, so your agenda train is going to be full tonight. Rashford into Greenwood. Fred. See, the ball goes back, and then Brighton have got everyone behind the ball again. Like, even when we go forwards, we go backwards. Ball's moving too slow. Nice play between Bruno and Wan-Bissaka. Now, can he cross it? No. Can't beat the first man again. Ironic you were speaking about Easter being the Brighton of holidays, and now on Easter Sunday they've come back to prove you right. Yes, debater, thank you very much. And I just want to watch us play good football again, says Aziz. Don't we all? Pogba with the cross, but way too high. I mean, in fairness, Brighton haven't really done anything in this second half. We've had 15 minutes and they've not been near our goal. So United having a lot of the ball. The sad thing is we've had loads of the ball. Brighton have done nothing, but we've not really created anything. Fred has no positional sense of a player at 56-20. Fred is surrounded by 4 Brighton players. Why is he asking for the ball? He loses the ball, says Pranav. And we're reverting back into this situation where we've got our centre-backs slowing the game down. That's a good ball by Fred to Shaw, but he's going to have to come backwards again. Now he finds a way forward and we lose it. And now Luke Shaw's out of position. Lindelof picks it up. This team needs signings. I don't understand why everyone is on about keepers when we're thin in defence and midfield and attack, but not keepers, says Matthew Perrott. As a neutral, Ollie's stubbornness to tactics, player management and in-game decisions will surely result to prolonged years of mediocrity, says Matthew Paul, who's a Wolves fan. And we need an attacking defender for these games that can play in the modern game. Maguire appears to be old school. And Bruno in there, but it's going to go for a corner. Appears to be old school, fouling every time he wins a header. It says 3-minute record events. Well, this is a lovely ball by Pogba into Bruno, who actually would have been offside. That was offside anyway. We'll get a corner because it won't get reviewed. But that's what happens when you play a quick ball, though. Pogba can play a quick ball and Bruno can read a quick ball. Corner. To play the ball. Look, this is what happens when you play a quick ball. It's very hard to defend when people play a quick ball against you. Headed away. Brighton have been much better than us in the air in both areas. I mean, Cavani's on the halfway line here. That's always a bad sign when your number 9 is coming back to the halfway line. Well, got to make subs now. An hour of the game. Got to make subs. Here's Bruno. Now he's got to play Rashford in here. Rashford, this has got to be a goal. Yes! Get in! Get in! Great goal. Lovely assist by Bruno. And Rashford finishes it to make it 1-1. Now, come on. Let's go. Let's get moving. Let's go and get the result. Cavani's there hugging Rashford. The goal's been given. I don't know what Bruno's been moaning about there. I was a bit worried about there might be a VAR moment. Comes to Bruno from a mistake, and that's what Bruno can do when we've got space. Just feeds it into Rashford. Lovely little finish. Get in there. Get in there. 1-1. Come on. Bit of luck, as per standard. But this is what I mean, though. What I would say about that, some people will say, well, you know what, been a bit lucky there. It's a mistake by Brighton. But what that shows to me with that goal is that imagine if we could get the ball quick enough to Bruno more often. So you've got a 2v2. That's what'll happen. We don't move. We don't create. We get that situation from a defensive mistake from Brighton. We should be creating those situations ourselves, moving the ball quicker to get those opportunities. This is why we're so bloody boring, because we don't stretch teams. Brighton are stretched, we score a goal. But we don't create them stretching opportunities ourselves. Talking about stretching, I'm going to stretch my back out. And I absolutely guarantee now we'll create opportunities because we've got some confidence now. I mean, look, I knew that was going to be said. Bolito says, "Aren't you sick of how much luck it takes to win every week?" Yeah, I mean, look, that equaliser is totally because of a mistake by Brighton, and because they make that mistake in that position, we end up with a 2v2, and Bruno does what Bruno can do, and Rashford does what Rashford can do. We haven't created that goal from anything we've done. It is fortuitous, but you got to take that. We've had a lot of that this season. We'll probably go and win this game 2-1 now and win it by one goal. Wan-Bissaka. Oh, Greenwood. Wasn't a great chance. Half a chance. Mark, do you think we need a formation change? I think the players we have could do a 4-4-2 and be more creative, says Carl. Not many people play a 4-4-2 now. Why so many of our passes are in the air? We've done that from Akish as well. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I mean, Brighton haven't done anything second half, to be fair, have they? Mark, make YouTube channel family life, says Jay Perryman. No subs yet, no. I think we'll go on and win this 2-1 now. There's only one team going to win this. I could have jinxed that, but I mean seriously, they've done nothing. I don't think you're going to be signing for United, Ben White. Winding up Bruno. Well, let's keep an eye on the substitute situation, because 1-1 or not, you should still be making subs. Good tackle by Fred. Much better tempo from United now. Now, you see that goal goes in and suddenly the game stretches open a bit. The confidence goes up a bit more, doesn't it? Greenwood. Too many players. Oh, it's a lovely ball by Greenwood to get it wide. Bruno will want this. Oh, that's the wrong pass, Aaron. It's the wrong pass. The overlap was on first time. And this is it. You know, that cross needed to go in 20 seconds ago. By the time it comes in, Brighton are well set and clear it. Too laboured again. Here we go. Pogba on the edge of the box. Oh, it's a foul. I'd get Donny and Ahmad on as well, Yuri. I agree with you. Don't ban me, Mark. I'm drunk, says Jay Perryman. And why so many of our... Yeah, I've done that one. Sorry. Keep seeing the same one. Player ratings will be open in a few minutes. Yeah, there's the goal again. It's just a bit of a mistake, and Bruno just times it to perfect. It's a lovely pass by Bruno, you know. Even from that situation, it's the weight of the pass from Bruno. It's perfect. Easy finish for Rashford, really. It's not easy to play that pass by Bruno. It's the pass that makes it. Lovely weighted pass by Bruno. A lovely finish by Rashford, but does come from a mistake, to be fair. Can you say hi to my partner Claire? Love the channel, mate. Keep going, says Owen Hughes. Hi to Claire. Everyone say hello to Claire. And no subs again. Need to win the game. Why doesn't he think some fresh legs is needed, says Vignesh. Everyone's saying hi Claire now. 22 minutes to go. Welbeck. Oh, good interception by Maguire. I think Maguire's done all right tonight. Wouldn't say the same about Lindelof, but Fred. Oh, nearly deflected in. It would have been jammy. Any goal will do. Any goal will do. It's another corner, though. Come on, Harry. You've got to get your head on one of these at some point. For someone who complained a lot and even wanted 5 subs, Ollie really doesn't use his squad at all, says Kay. I mean, the subs thing just never changes, does it? He's consistent in relation to his subs. Why does he take so long to do subs, says Taran. To be honest with you, as I said, I think Ollie's a bit weak. I don't think he's a great man manager at all. I think he's a bit weak. I don't think he likes upsetting people. A lovely ball here by Brighton. Watch out, Morpay. Luke Shaw's got to have to get after him there. Bloody hell! Bloody hell! Welbeck, cross comes in. How does he not tap this in? I think they're going to get a penalty. I think they might get a penalty. I think they might be getting a penalty here. That's a penalty, isn't it? This is a penalty. It's another cross, Morpay, and Harry Maguire's too slow. If he gives a penalty here, Harry Maguire's just way off the pace. Lindelof and Maguire again. It's Lindelof and Maguire again. Too fucking slow. Luke Shaw's trying to get back. Lindelof and Maguire in all sorts of problems. VAR's going to look at this. That's going to be a penalty. It's a goal scoring opportunity and he's clipped him. I'll tell you what it is. It's like a leopard running away from a couple of drunk cows. He's not giving it. Bloody hell. Oh, my God. We've got away with that. I've got to say, I thought that was a stonewall penalty. That's like a goal. That's a goal, for fuck's sake. We're so lucky there. I was convinced that was going to be a penalty. He's literally clipped him. The cross comes in. Welbeck's going to tap it in and Maguire's took his foot. I thought it was a pen. I'd have to look at that again. I mean, look, maybe when you look at it in closer detail, he hardly touches him. I don't know, but it looked to me on first viewing that was a pen. And again, Lindelof and Maguire just so slow. Somebody just said you need to look at it again. Never a pen. Okay, well, I do need to see it again then. We're lucky though. I mean, look, at the end of the day, that's not good defending from Lindelof and it's not good defending from Maguire. It's slow. It's slow defending again. I mean, it's one attack and they should have scored. They should have scored anyway. Rashford comes off for Dan James. Fucking hell. This is the problem we got now. 35 million on... You know, Diallo cost us more than Dan James. Diallo don't get used. He ain't fit. He ain't fit. He's going down the bloody tunnel. He ain't even fucking fit. Not a chance. He ain't fucking fit. What are we playing him for when he's not fit? It's his ankle. He's his ankle before. Bloody hell. I hope Dan James does score, but I was just raising the point that Amad Diallo costs more money than Dan James, and he never bloody uses him. It gives a penalty. If it gives a penalty, would have to be a red card as Maguire doesn't challenge for the ball, says Dan Harding. Look, it might not be a penalty. It probably wasn't a penalty. I'm just saying when I saw it. Man with no name says that seals it. I'm done with Ollie. When I saw it, I was like, fucking hell. Sorry. Whether we've got away with it or not, they should have scored anyway. Terrible defending from Lindelof and Maguire because Morpay gets it. It's just a simple cross and, you know, Welbeck's got ahead of our centre-back because we're slow. We're so bloody slow at centre-back. People are saying it was a clear penalty. Well, it looked like a penalty to me, but without watching it in close detail, I can't really. Welbeck was offside, apparently. Well, he might have been offside, Martin. That might have been a good point. Mario says it wasn't a penalty, but Maguire is slow. Anyway, it's meep time. Let's see what he can do. Does a good job in my Newcastle career mode on FIFA anyway. So let's hope he can do something here. My observation on why I would bring Diallo on for Dan James, and I hope I get proven wrong here, but I'll just tell you my observation on this. We're playing a team that's playing a low block. And Amad Diallo's a player who can get past the man. And Dan James is a counter-attacking player. So, for me, I don't think we're going to be counter-attacking much against this Brighton side, who would be overjoyed with a point at Old Trafford. Pogba, go on then, Pogba. Good cut back. Oh, I thought he had that. Van der Beek, he ain't coming on. He's got more winter coats than McGran on at the moment. There's Maguire. Where's he going? It's not a bad ball by Maguire, actually. Nicely out to Wan-Bissaka. Gun passes it backwards. Put the bloody cross in, mate. Can you say hi to Mr. Briggs in Dublin for me? He loves the watch-along mark, as do I, says Ger Hunt. There you go. And Andy Thomas, thanks for the super chat. Why so many of our passes are in the... I've done that one from Akesh. I keep having to do that. Well, it's funny, since it's been 1-1, Brighton have had the best chance. Mark, our club sadly is a total mess. We need medical staff, coaches and anything to stop how awful our football is, says Andy and Bruno. I still think we'll win this. What a tackle that is. I was given a foul. Anyone who hasn't figured out that Ollie belongs in the Championship and is one of the one of the biggest problems we have here is an imposter, says Brad Lewis. Bruno, good shot. Oh, roof of the net from Greenwood. Half a chance, really. He's just thrown his foot at it. I just tweeted out there, I'd run on the pitch tonight and pay 40 million for Basuma. I don't know about anybody else. I think he's been superb as a CDM tonight. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people have been on about him for a long time, and I've mentioned him a few times, but tonight, again, he's shown to me that I could see him in a United shirt doing that role. I think he's played you know, the only good thing from this game is that he's shown that he can play Basuma. He's had a very good game. So, God, the second half's flown by, really. 13 minutes to go. Harry Maguire into Bruno. Oh, that's going out for a throw. Oh, he's going to bring Van der Beek on with 12 minutes. Fucking hell. 12 minutes. It's not long enough, is it? I mean, I hope it's better than no minutes. Of course it is, but 12 minutes. Come on, give him a bit longer than that, Ollie. Alzate's coming on for them. Nice. Look at that from Welbeck. Cross comes in. Maguire. Come on, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Sack Ollie going to Solskjaer, says Jay Perriman. Good play by Luke Shaw. Why so? Done that one loads of times. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Here we go. Lingard's bringing it forward. Not Lingard, Lindelof. Greenwood. Lee Taylor says at least he's coming on before McTominay. Well, he's not even going to get 12 minutes, is he? Let's be honest. He's going to get 10. By the time the sub happens. Bruno with the shot here, straight at the keeper. Well, I suppose it's progression that he's actually bringing Donny on. Before the international break, he wasn't getting on at all, was he? I don't know, he was injured then, but I mean, before he was injured. Good tackle by Wan-Bissaka there. Yeah, I think Basuma's been excellent though. Like, he looks so assured on the ball. Good age to come to United as well, because I think he's like 24. We won't be in for him though, will we? Let's be honest. We're not going to be in for him. So Van der Beek's coming on. Will he dare take Fred off? Taking Cavani off. False 9 maybe? Ollie don't know how to play with a false 9. It won't be a false 9. Player ratings is open on the website, by the way. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average, and put a star next to your man of the match. Greenwood's gone down the middle. Van der Beek's gone to the right. So Van der Beek, I think Dan James has gone to the right. Van der Beek's probably gone to the left, I think. Yeah, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. You can give Ollie a score as well, and we'll go through that on the match reaction. Player ratings is in the video description, or you can go to theunitedstand.com. 10 minutes to go in this game. Nice ball into Bruno. Can he cut it back? Back post. He's taken a little bit too long. Cross comes in. Pogba's going to hit this on the volley. That's got to be a goal. It's a goal. It's Mason Greenwood. It's 2-1 to Manchester United. They've stole it at the end. They have stole it at the end. It's a lovely cross by Bruno. Pogba sends it back in there, and Mason Greenwood there is to pounce to make it 2-1 to Manchester United. It's not been pretty, but it's shake, rattle and roll for Manchester United on Easter Sunday night. It's going to be 3 points. It's going to sit down a lot of our rivals, and it's going to be a big, big win for United. 2-1. It ain't been pretty, but it will be 3 points. I tell you what, whatever you say about Solskjaer, don't ever tell me he ain't a lucky manager, because he bloody well is. That's the win. That's the win. Instant impact from Donny. He's had nothing to do with it, really. But 2-1 to Manchester United. Seven minutes to go. Greenwood, poacher. Goes to number 9, instant impact. I mean, Cavani will be crying. Cavani will be absolutely crying about this, because he's had absolutely no service at all. And now Pogba comes off for McTominay. He's had no service at all, Cavani. Pogba with an assist, Bruno assist. Neither of them played particularly well today, have they, to be fair? Oh, you can hear, you can feel those tears from our rivals, can't you? You really can. 5 minutes to go. I'm getting lost here. Luke Shaw does well. And he's won a free kick. Good play by Luke Shaw there. Well, I mean, look, scrappy, very scrappy. But me and Flex said this at half time. If we were going to win this game, it was going to be just 2 scrappy moments to win the game. And both goals really are quite scrappy. But you can't knock United. I mean, league table wise, that puts us 9 points ahead of 4th place. That gets, well, he already had his new contract. The contract's already been done. I mean, I don't know why people think that that's not the case. But top 4 will give him a new contract, as we know. I can't see Brighton. I said it. I was right. People think I'm a jinxer, but I did say I think that we've. I think we've got this one. As soon as it went to 1-1, you just felt that we would get that chance to change to take the game, and so it's come to pass. 2-1 win. I mean, I guarantee there'll be a lot of people. I'm almost concerned to look at the live comments because there'll be a lot of people saying paper in the cracks, I'm sure. And look, in many ways, I probably agree with you. But Donny pulled the defender wide by running to the left channel to open up the space for the run in the box by Bruno, says Africa. And Donny has had an impact. He was in the penalty spot, 1 extra player for the defenders to mark, leaving another free, says Sharath Math Fitness. What a ball from Luke Shaw to Bruno to cross into Pogba, says Lee Taylor. Bruno said, I mean, you get these things called the second assist, don't you? You get an assist and then a second assist. Well, Bruno's had an assist and a second assist. Pogba's had an assist, and neither have played particularly well today, but they're involved. It's all coming together. We're going to concede in the 94th minute and score the winner in the 100th minute, says Clinton Sam. And I can see most of our final games being like this, says Robbo FM. You say you can see Basuma in a United shirt, but what makes you think Ollie will play him over his best mate Fred? Any CDM we get will get the Donny treatment, says Ravine. What a boot for... Okay. Don't forget to do your player ratings, by the way. I'm now convinced White is Harry Maguire's partner in spirit, says G-Pack. I mean, Brighton haven't done anything this second half. I know they probably should have scored from the Welbeck chance. I'd love to see the penalty chance again. Clearly it wasn't a penalty, otherwise VAR would have given it. But Mark, after watching the games, we are literally surviving and not thriving. I'll always agree with you. A win's a win, but hard not to ignore the issues. Well, it's another game. It's another win by a goal, isn't it? It's another win by a goal. All these people acting like Donny played a big part. Come on, man, just drop it. I hope he does well, but trying to say he had much of a role in that, I don't think he had any role in it, Callum Turner. What's Lindelof going up to there to give bloody Dean Henderson a pat on the back? It was a standard cross. Scrappy Doo, says Paul Carrera. That's Fred, isn't it? He's like Scrappy Doo. Win is a win, says Richard Dixon. Jake Pennington says, who got the 8th assist? I don't think De Gea is coming back, mate. Yeah, I don't think he will. I think that's it now. I think we've seen the end of David De Gea. I'm sure he'll play again for us, but not as a first choice goalkeeper. It'll be, sympathy vote when we've got top 4 sorted, I think. Couple of minutes of normal time to go. Another free kick here. Well, since Donny's come on, Dan James went out to the right-hand side, and I think Donny's sort of played as a... I don't know. I don't know who's playing off the left really. I mean, it doesn't seem to be following much of a system. That's a foul by Dan James. White Owl says that Donny's been absolutely world class. The way he ran on the pitch was a different level. Who'll be the second keeper next year? We'll have to buy someone, Philip. We'll probably buy somebody from the Championship or something like that for 10 million or something like that. Chance for Brighton to put a cross into the box though. Again, it causes problems, but we do get rid of it. James Arthur says goal. Big shout out to James. Give us a follow on Insta. Mark, do you know anybody for 110 bag cash? Says Dino. That is the real. That's the real James Arthur, by the way. If you know, you know. And that 4 minutes added on. Make sure you do the player ratings, by the way. Links in the video description for that. We'll go through that on the match reaction. I've got quite a lot of notes. Always a difficult match reaction when we've not actually played that well, but we've won. We get quite used to that this season. I'm telling you now, Mark, it's Dan James. He's pure class. Gives us shape. He's changed the name. He's changed the game, I'm telling you, says Nick P. We are winning. We are winning. We will win as well. Not surprised if Donny's off the pace. Poor lad's been sat down for that long. He's probably got piles, says Joshua Bowater. Not very nice piles, you know. I mean, I don't feel sorry for Brighton. I think Bissouma's my man of the match. I think he's been fantastic, and I think that's not a great look, but 2 minutes to hold on here. Nice header. I think Harry Maguire's been all right tonight. You know, I'm just thinking about who my man of the match would be. I mean, very difficult to give high scores to people. Very, very difficult. But Maguire's been all right. I mean, hold on. Cross comes in, corner, last corner. Bloody hell, we've. This is going to deflect and hit the post or something like that. We've been in this position plenty of times before, conceding late goals. Still a minute to go, to be fair. The keeper's up for Brighton. Headed away by Fred. They go wide. They're going to whip the cross in. In it comes. It's not a bad one. And it's offside. That should be the game. That should be the game. Danny van der Beek and Dan James have changed the game. Donny van der Beek made the heads softer for Greenwood, and DJ just makes the grass more green, says Pranav. In a tough game, Greenwood has to be man of the match, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I don't know what's going on here. Mike Dean's making it all about him. Crap game. Can I just before the match reaction, you can probably help me out because I tried to get from this to the match reaction as quick as possible. Was it a penalty? Was it a penalty? Because you've seen it more than me. Chief says there's more room for improvement. Much room for improvement. Luke Shaw's played well again. No easy wins in the Prem. Top 4 in Europa League trophy. Love your work, Mark. Always watching. Just dropped you a follow. Big up, James. Dan James. Meep. Nearly scored then. Come on, ref. Blow the whistle, ref. See, I'm still getting no clarity. No, a lot of people saying it wasn't a penalty. I'm gonna say it was debatable then. Boot it clear, Fred. That's it. At the end of the day, it's a very good 3 points for Manchester United. Lots to talk about in the match reaction. Man management, hiding with the ball. No excuses not to play good football. Did we play good football? But we win by a goal again. And I think that's the most important thing. Definitely a penalty. Not sure if offside, says Dan Harding. Right, okay, well, I'll see you over on the match reaction. We've got this thing now where it'll automatically push you over to the live comments for there anyway, so I'll see you over there in about a minute or two. In the meantime, you can do your player ratings, links in the video description, unitedstand.com. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Want to see who you voted for, and we'll go through that in a minute. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.